a CD player, and I remember I bought 2 CDs at once. Like, other than that, I don't know what else I spent money on.
McDonald's Big Macs.
Probably, but even then, like I wasn't paying no rent, no nothing. Like so, like I'm like, where did this money go to?
I know. Majority of my money went to video games. You already know that.
Yeah,
Like,
I know it went
CJ,
somewhere. It's just nothing that I can keep.
$6.40 an hour, bro. $6.40 an hour. Yo, oh, we're live, my bad.
Hold on. 3.
Yo, I was making like $20 an hour, man. All right. Welcome to episode 6 of We All We Got. I got my boy to my right, DJ H2O.
You know, this man's trying to break man's back here. Yo, old B. Can't be smacking man's in the back like that. B. Trying to finish man's off, man. Yeah, Chris me, man.
Listen, you have to get up in the morning. You have to do. Yo, shout out to Pops. He's the one that told me a couple years ago the most important thing to do when you get up is stretch.
Yo, Grum.
Listen to me. Let me tell you how stretching has changed my life, bro.
Yo,
Before that, I got up in the morning, I would hear like
Yup.
crack. Ever since I started up and getting stretching, different me, bro.
Yeah, that's
So for all you people over 40, over 35, get up and stretch. It's not all about just getting up and, having breakfast or, playing games or watching TV. First thing you should do is pray, thank God for your blessings, and then stretch.
or whoever you believe in.
Whoever you believe in, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But we all can't be like Soulja Boy and just hop up out the bed with our swag on, Some have to hop, some can't even hop out the bed. You gotta slide out the bed. You gotta slowly get up, stretch, contemplate.
Hey, let me ask you something real quick. Are we at the mid-range midlife crisis? Are we at that age? Or is it at 50? I've always wondered that. Whenever they say, whenever they say midlife crisis.
Well, is midlife crisis really 50? Like,
because at 100, nobody's living to, you may live.
but that's the thing. Midlife would be 50 would be if you're living to 100 for sure.
Yeah, but I guess the average age now.
It's usually maybe like around. They usually say like between I think
We're in our so
45, 50, 40, 50. So we're near there.
No, we're past mid-range, bro.
Midlife? No.
If the mid-range about 75, 77.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well then.
Fuck. I need to get myself a Lamborghini or something.
You want to do like they do on the TV.
Yeah.
When they wild out and they start buying a motorcycle and all of this stuff. But you notice most of the time they have to end up giving it back or they get in an accident, right? So I don't think you want to do that. You got to find a different kind of midlife crisis to. My midlife crisis will be playing the lotto and winning. That would be my midlife crisis.
What do you
start spending money on the lotto or something? Like I got to do that.
What are you looking to most forward doing when you reach like 70? Like, to me, I want to cuss off everybody and everything.
Oh my
God. Like I'm going into the grocery store.
I'm not.
If people are taking too long in the line, I'm like, yo, hurry the F up. I don't got time to waste. I'm almost going to reach heaven.
I'm instigating. I'm starting stuff. I'm I'm letting it off. Like, I don't care. Like, and if you're young, please say something to me. I will let you know.
Cane and everything, eh?
I'm not kidding nothing. Just be like, listen, bro, like, I've done everything you've done. Hey, you keep wilding out. Keep thinking that you're not going to reach here. If you think you want to stay young your whole life, you know what that means? That means you're going to die young. And I don't think you want to do that. You want to get old.
Yeah.
Everyone, you want to get old. At some point, you're going to realize that and you want to get old.
I'm looking forward to my discount at Shoppers Drug Mart.
Everywhere.
I'm looking forward to my discount at the movie theaters. I'm looking forward to speeding on the highway, cops pulling me over. Hey,
take advantage of all of it. Early bird specials.
you're going to send me to jail?
There.
I'm 80 years old. I'm looking forward to all that.
I'm there. Send me.
Yeah. All right, what topics you got on the docket today? What do you got first?
Me?
Yeah, what do you have?
That's you.
I'm going to go first?
Told you you're a topic guy.
All right, we'll go first.
I respond to your topic, but I might have a little something for us later. But I'll let you bring out the first topic first, and
All right, let me spin it off. All right, so
something happens.
let's talk one of our favorite topics, the NBA, of course. We're in the finals now. I think the last time we spoke about the playoffs, we were talking about the Knicks
and the Leafs.
and the Leafs.
Hoping they would make the finals so we can celebrate together and bring unity. I guess that is not happening.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't happen. So, but it's nothing surprising to anybody else here. So
I mean, it's whatever. It's just consistency. At least that's what we both can say we have is consistency.
that's right. That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
But now that we're in the finals, we got the Indiana Pacers, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Shout out to the Canadians.
Who's the Canadian
Keeping it
guy?
holding
Who's
it
the
down.
Canadian guy on the Pacers again?
Maybe I think there is one. Sorry, I don't keep up.
Nemhard. I think his name is Nemhard.
Oh, he's a Canadian guy. Well,
think so.
shout out to him. Isn't he battling
Shy?
Shay?
Yeah.
Aren't they going at each other? That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Well, the honorary Canadian Pascal,
Hmm.
give him props for making it back there.
He's hooping.
Hey, I
He's
know
hooping.
this is outside of the question that we have, but that was another Raptor. Should Raptors have paid him?
Pascal?
Do you think he? Okay, let me ask this. Not that they should have paid him. Do you think he'd still have the same result if he was here? Like, I'm not maybe not the finals, but do you think he'd still play the same?
See, that's hard
He'd be
to-
the same player as if he was with this Raptor squad,
That's hard to say
opposed
because
to the Indiana he's with now.
it's a different team, right?
Like that's what
Like
I'm
if
saying.
you have to throw in the mix, we still have Scotty Barnes. We still have what's the guy's name? Grady Dick. Right.
But he would have been our leader, right? You would have had to make Siakam the focal guy.
In terms of the veteran leadership, it would have to be Pascal Siakam, right? Because he already has a championship under his belt, right? So in terms of that, should we have paid him? I think so. But what would
Based on someone, but based on someone what all these other players are making, that
like he's not?
didn't go as far and are supposed to, then
Is he-
maybe
is-
we should have.
Is he a max contract player?
That's the only thing.
Probably not. I
But
don't
there's a
think so.
lot of guys that aren't max. Well, I don't blame the Raptors for not paying him the max
Mm-hmm.
because, yeah, I don't. Yeah, if it was him that got us the ring, then I would say yes.
So
Give
do-
him the max.
what do you mean
Maybe
if it was
close to
him? You don't-
max
you don't
because it
think-
was Kawhi. The adding of Kawhi is what did it. Siakam was able to play the way he did because Kawhi was there to take that attention. It opened up for Siakam. No one's watching, double teaming him,
Gotcha.
focusing on him, knowing okay, this is the scorer, whatever. Everything goes through him. Everything was basically going through Kawhi. You could even say even Kyle would have gotten some of that action taken away, from Siakam. Siakam was like second, third. He made himself second best scorer in that thing. But if you really just look at it on paper, you probably would have been like, for going to your scoring and get what you need, we probably went Kawhi, Kyle, then probably Siakam,
Yeah.
if anything. So and getting a max, no, but I would have tried to at least get him somewhere close.
Close, yeah.
You know what I mean? Let him know, because
I mean, if you take him out of that championship mix, I don't see them winning a ring. Like I think he was an integral part to that. So because they won a ring,
definitely would have been hard. Yes, yes.
because they
Or
won a
maybe
ring
not get-
with
yeah.
him, and because he was an important part, they should have paid what he deserved. But again, max, no. I mean, all these.
Or even go above what you were willing to pay, what you wanted, but go above that.
Yeah,
and then show him, hey, look, we're going above what we want to give you.
But again, that's a whole. You could say if we paid Kawhi what he wanted. I don't know if we could have kept Kawhi.
I don't even think it was
if
money.
we could have kept Kyle longer, if we could have kept Pascal, I think if we would have round that back, I think we'd win another ring, personally.
Well,
But people have their own paths.
Yeah.
Right. People make their own decisions.
I think it was all on Kawhi to stay. If he stayed, then we would have kept that team.
Yeah.
That team would have probably stayed intact completely. Well, it was really just him that left that year, right?
Yeah.
Him and Green.
I think Lowry left the following year.
Yeah, no, not everyone left. We still had basically the same team intact. It's just was Anunoby was Anunoby there
Yeah, I remember he was there.
when we got the title?
Yeah, I think last year.
Okay,
was,
so there you
I think
go.
last year was his first season. Nick. Or no, 2 years ago was his first season. Nick, so he was there. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. All right. So yeah, they could have, but again, they're showing how like he was in the playoffs, Siakam was in the playoffs, Powell and Van Vliet, and they're like this could have been the Raptors for them. But again, all these guys are getting these things because of the different players that are around them now.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the same thing for his situation right now in Indiana, because to me, he's feeding off of Halliburton and a few other guys there. So if you take those guys off and he goes to another team again, would he be worth keeping on a max contract again in Indiana? I still don't think so. It's feeding off of other players.
Honestly, he's probably a second, number two.
On a really
He probably is one of the few number twos that probably I can see now maybe deserving, or I wouldn't be mad if he did, if a team wanted to give him a max as a number two.
Yeah.
Because he is solid if he does get if they do end up being OKC. Like, he's legit. If you don't want to say he's a number one, he's a legit number two for that team, if anything.
He was the MVP for the Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people were thinking that Halliburton was going to get that, right? So, I mean, this just bolsters his resume into his next contract negotiation.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be a max contract, I still don't think he's of that superstar caliber level yet.
Yeah.
But he's getting there. He's getting there.
I mean, with this league, he probably is. I
The money
who's
they're
your
doling
what
out.
is a superstar in this league now? You know what I mean? I don't. There you have your superstars, but man, if he's passing these guys or getting further than them, if he's not beating them, but still just ending up further than them.
I would like to see I would like to see Pascal on a team that really needs a star. You know what I'd like to see about Charlotte, probably. I know they have the ball guy, the ballpoint guy running that right now as far as superstardom is, kind of, but I would like to see him take that mature leadership role where he is that guy on a team rather than feeding off of a Halliburton or rather than feeding off of a Kawhi Leonard in Toronto. I want to see a team where he's actually definitively the number one guy. So I think Charlotte.
You want to see him as a number one?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
okay,
don't want to
okay.
see him as a number two, as a third option. I want to see how he would excel as that number one option on the team. At that point, if he's averaging like 25, 30 points or a double-double, max, yes.
Do you think he's a number one? Though?
He could be.
'Cause
He
I
hasn't been in the situation to see that though. Indiana, he's not in that situation. Toronto, he's not in that situation.
I
right?
get it.
I want to see
I
a
don't-
situation
but-
where it's just him.
But at this point, I don't know if that will do anything because if he hasn't reached, like, if we think he's reached his peak or he's at his peak right now, kind of thing, right? Like he's getting everything right now. To now after that, if he starts going down now to see if he's a number one, that's not. I don't think that's going to be a good thing. That's going to hurt because you're kind of falling off now where number ones may fall to number twos, then number threes eventually, right? Like because whatever. But I don't like. Yeah, right now is what you need to see if he's a number one. But honestly, I don't think he's a number one. I don't think you can say, here, take this team on your own all the way. He's going to need if you put him at number one, he's going to need a number two, and that number two has to be like a 1B.
Can I challenge you on that?
There's nothing wrong with that. That's what I'm trying to get to. There's nothing wrong if you're a number two and you're just solid or whatever. Like, number one needs you. It's not to say, oh, you're number two. We can win without you. No, there's people who can't win without the number or can't complete the goal without a number two.
You're 100% right. But I'm going to challenge you on that for a second, though. When Brunson left Dallas to go to New York, nobody could have anticipated Brunson being the number one option in New York. What he proved to everybody in New York that he was ready to become that number one guy. They didn't really have that solid lead. They didn't have that guy, right? I think the same situation falls upon Pascal.
Yeah.
Right now, he's not in a situation where he's that number one guy. If he makes a move like Brunson did from Dallas to New York and you put him on a team that needs a number one, he has the potential to become that number one option. Just needs to be in that right situation, right?
What to me, there's a difference between an option and actually being one. Anyone can be a number one option on a team. If the rest of the team isn't great and that person is the best option, that's your number one option. It doesn't mean it's your best option. It just means that's your number one option on the team to go to. Even the weakest team, the last place team in the league has a number one option.
True, that's true.
Right? That's your option. But are you an actual number one? There's some guys who aren't number ones where consistently, out of the 82 games, they will lead you
I got you.
healthy 82 games, 80 to 82 games, they're leading you in scoring.
You're right.
I see Pascal doing that. If you're saying on a team with decent, solid bench and supporting starters, I don't know if he's giving you 80. Nowadays, I don't even know if you need that much, but like 70. So I can see him maybe scoring that team maybe in half of it. And that's why I say I think he is a solid number two where you can look to him to lead your team at certain games.
Yeah.
But I don't know all season. But that's just me. But again, that's nothing wrong with that. There's no knock. That's not a knock to Siakam, right? Knowing your role, know your position, and dominating in that position of what you do, that makes you, to me, that makes you the superstar or a star, whatever it is that you are. Doing what you do best and dominating in that.
True. I mean, what pisses me off, and this continues the story about, players using Toronto as like a breeding ground or a ground where their game isn't elevated, but that's when they start to become that guy, right?
Yeah.
And we let them go. Like we have a long history of that. Pascal now not to say he wasn't nice in Toronto, but now what you see what he's doing in Indiana. I mean, we're talking about him being a max contract player.
Yeah.
Why couldn't we why do we have a problem with just retaining these players? What do you think? Like I know you said
I know sometimes they say with the money, like, depending on where, because I know it's not every place in the States where it's tax-free or whatever it is. Like, it's only really, I think, Texas and Florida where there's the tax-free with your money and stuff like that.
and the Maple Leafs have the money.
But outside of that, I'm not gonna put on the fans, but I think organization kind of, and that's the thing that's messed up here is like I don't want them to necessarily just listen to the fans, but I don't want you to disrespect the fans. But a lot of fans here, once it's not going their way, they want to get rid of you. I hear that a lot. Trade this. Oh, they need to go. We need to trade them. We need to bring in this, and they always want to bring in this and expect to not give up something for it. Like that's not how it works. But we have the players,
And we have the money.
we get the players, like how we had that team there. Yes, I think there should have been a fight to keep them. But I think they were all becoming, I don't want to say stars, but bigger than that role that they should have been in. Like,
You think the Eagles
I'm not saying their egos, but just maybe not their egos, but knowing, okay, your bench, and you hear, oh, your bench on any other team, these guys could be starters. If I hear that, I kind of want to go and see, like you said, how you want to, like with Siakam, see if he could be a number one. I want to see if I can go be a starter on a team. If I'm hearing this, you know what I mean? I can be a starter, and they've won. It's not to say they didn't win and be like, okay, you won. So that's even more of an incentive to say, okay, you know what? Let me go out there.
Let me test the waters.
Let me test the waters and see if I could be a solidified starter on another team, or become the star on another team, depending on what it is they're saying about you, right? I know that happens with all teams, but I don't live in other cities, so I don't know what's spoken about there, right? I can only speak for Toronto. And I think that's what it is, and money, and then money too. And part of it, again, is the whole living in Canada, and for some reason, they still think Canada and America are in two different weather paths, and the snow we get here isn't the snow they get down there. I mean, the amount of it, yeah, it's different. They wild out over.
Not really. New York?
No, I'm saying
Detroit?
No, New York, that's different. I'm not the border ones. The ones that don't get it, and the moment they get it, it's a state of panic over there. It's a state of emergency because there was a sheet of snow on the ground. They don't know how to do it, right? They don't know how to deal with it because all they have is summer gear or, right?
I mean, not to make fun of the situation that happened in California a few months back, but I mean, would you rather deal with wildfires each year?
I hear that, yeah. Or
would you rather just deal with shoveling snow? I mean,
or some snowstorm.
or the random snowstorm. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose my house to a fire. You guys have to deal with that every single year for months on end.
Potential of it happening every year too.
Not potentially.
I mean the size of it, depending on the size. Like you might get somewhere small. Still sucks, but if it's small and containable, you get rid of it. But then they get it's those ones every so often they get the major, massive fire ones. It's like, but okay.
Well, who are you going for? You got Indiana or?
Honestly, I don't care.
You don't care
because if OKC wins it, that's great for Shea. Whatever, the Canadian, he brought one home or somewhat brought it home. Not home, but a Canadian led an American team to a title. That's great. And If Indiana wins, it's only really for Seattle.
Okay.
Happy
If
for 'em, but slightly OKC because it's an actual Canadian.
I got you.
That's on that.
But Nemhard is
There is a Canadian on Indiana, I think.
Yeah.
I just don't know who it is, but again, Shea's the big name
yeah.
for Canada. It's great for us. We're here. Hey, hopefully you can win it. And it's in OKC. It's not even like one of the big marketplaces
That's
you're
true.
doing it for,
That's true.
which is huge.
That's true.
Right, so
We're seeing how Indiana has run through the playoffs being the underdog for pretty much each round.
yeah,
If they win these finals, is this one of or the greatest upset story in NBA history? I think they're the number 5 seed. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're number 5 seed. I think, not 100% sure. But if they win this series, because they beat up on Cleveland, right? They should have lost that. They beat up on New York. They should have lost that, right? They should have lost the first game against OKC in the finals. They came back from down 15, 20, whatever it was, and they won. If they continue this streak and they end up winning the finals, outside of, I'm not too sure how low Detroit Pistons were ranked when they won. I'm pretty sure they weren't were they the number 1 seed? Not 100% sure.
I don't know if they were number 1, but
No.
I don't think they were at 8 seed.
No, they were the 8 seed.
No.
But if the Pacers win this, are they legit one of the best underdogs to win the championship?
I don't know. Okay.
You say yes?
Yeah.
All right.
Underdogs. Okay. Let's look at it this way. Because I gotta see how you look at it. As a run, it's a great run, as in the comebacks they made, being down by a certain point, and at the time maybe it's like the fourth quarter, whatever
Every
it is.
single round.
That type of run,
Yeah.
in that aspect, yes, I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But okay, let's look at this. Cleveland.
They were the number 1
Yes,
seed.
listen. Record, great. Okay, they had a great record, but mind you, they've had years to be able to. They just surprised everyone this year. That's what it was. It was a surprise because no one was. If you go beginning of the year, you were not saying Cleveland was going to be the number 1 team in the East.
That's true.
No one
That's true.
was saying that,
I'll give you that.
except maybe Cleveland players to
give you
feel
that.
strong,
I'll give you
right?
that, yeah.
So, and when they got the playoffs, they already looked shaky,
yeah.
and even things. So I'll give them that in, but Indiana's looking at the two. I don't think Indiana was, it probably sounds like the better team, really. If you, maybe on paper, they might have been a better team. I don't know. But I don't think Cleveland was that number 1 as like when they had LeBron as a number 1. Like you weren't fearing Cleveland like that. You just, Cleveland's doing a great run. I think they'll win because they're number 1, not because you feared them.
I got you.
So they got past them. But I'll give you that. They had their runs, whatever. And not everyone, people did put Cleveland above them just because of the record. And then who was next after them?
Washington.
Boston.
Yep. Oh no, sorry. Who Indiana beat?
Yeah, after they picked up Cleveland, who was the next round for them?
Oh my gosh, who is it? Let me see.
Was it Boston?
No, New York faced Boston. Give me one
Yes,
second.
New York took a buck.
So Pacers 2025 playoff.
Oh my gosh. You know, remember who it was?
Who's gonna win? Google or Akil?
It's not gonna be me.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Just pick any team in the East, bro.
I'm trying to think of the teams in the East. Who the hell?
Near postseason. Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
So it was Milwaukee in the first round.
Oh, first round was Milwaukee.
First one was Milwaukee.
Okay.
Second round was Cleveland.
Okay, so that's even different. Okay, so that's what I was saying. Why even Cleveland in their first round was shaky. People were already. So for second round they took out Cleveland. First round was Milwaukee. They were going into playoffs where. Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, because they had that Lillard injury that they're dealing
Yeah,
with.
they weren't
He was
that
going back
great
and
of a
forth.
threat.
Yep.
And then okay, the Knicks was the last one they just got by, right? Which people were hyping off of the Knicks thing, but
The Knicks were on paper. The Knicks were the better team.
as an underdog, I don't think they really beat any teams that were like, if you want to look at it, way above them. Like, oh, these guys definitely aren't winning this because this team is way better than them.
Yeah.
But I will give them as a great run,
Yeah.
as in how they won their games.
Facts.
Like coming back, being down 20,
Yeah.
or being down whatever it is in a few seconds, being able to bust those out and and win the games, I'll give you that in a run like that.
Okay.
But if you're a 5th seed,
I do stand corrected.
8 seeds, yes, I'll give you 8 seeds. 5th seeds, depending on who you beat,
Yeah.
I'll give you those runs.
I do stand corrected. Indiana was actually the 4th seed getting into the
Okay,
playoffs.
so-
Milwaukee was the 5th seed. Now you could still look at that and okay, they may be higher ranked than Milwaukee, but on paper, I mean, if you have Giannis and you have Lillard, right, and you have what's the guy named Portis, I still know more players on the Milwaukee team than the Indiana team. All I know on the Indiana
Yeah, no,
team
I'll
is
give you
so
that.
even though Indiana had the better record, I still saw them as
I'll
positive.
give you that. But again, like you said, if you're basing it off seeds, then no. If you're a 4th seed facing a 5th seed, I'm not giving you one. Even the 5th seed beating 4th seeds, that's the only one where it's like I don't
still
say
too
an upset.
close.
I don't say
Yeah.
unless those records are like completely different. Like that 4th seed is 10 games above 500,
Yeah.
and the 4th and the 5th seed was like 15 games below.
Yeah.
Then I can see you saying, okay, there's an upset. But usually 4-5 is like 3-2 games,
That's a
maybe
good point.
1 game off. So I wouldn't even really give. That's why I said seed wise, no, it's not. It's nowhere near the greatest one. But yes, run as in we're down and we come back and beat you.
Yeah.
The next game we're down again and we come back and beat you. And then yeah, definitely.
I think it's a very dangerous.
And if they beat OKC,
Yeah.
who everyone had them winning regardless over Indiana or not,
Yeah.
as an opponent, they had OKC winning. So if they were able to pull this off, I'll give them a run. I'll let them as a great run throughout the playoffs. Yeah.
If you're Reggie Miller, are you genuinely happy for your team, or are you thinking that should have been me? Damn it!
99% happy for you.
Yeah.
99%.
I don't know. I'm feeling away from I'm feeling away from Reggie.
That 1% strong though. Because that 1% is that should have been me.
Should have been me.
It's a heavy one, right? Yeah. But you can't be. I think it would have hurt more if it's closer to when you left.
True. That's true.
If they did this like 2-3 years after you leave the league, that's gonna hurt.
That's gonna hurt.
I don't know if I could. I don't even know if I want to be a rat. Like I'll clap for you, yeah, that's great, but I can't be there, knowing that, damn, I could have just rode the bench for the next 2-3 years and I could get a ring.
It's like one of those moments where, like when I looked at Reggie when what's his name, Ray Allen. Shout out
Yeah.
to your boy Ray Allen. When he beat Reggie's record for the first time,
When he
and you
passed
saw Reggie clapping, I'm like, he may be clapping, but you know deep down he wants to attain that record. For
Yes, he got no ring, but I mean it's 3, so he probably that I can see him obviously dealing with easier than someone bringing a ring to the city.
Yeah.
You just being passed for 3-pointers, okay, whatever. Like it's not to say he's a garbage 3-point shooter either, Ray, and whatever. Like he probably knew that's gonna get passed eventually. Like, but yeah, for them to bring the ring, like if they bring a ring now, should be happy. You'd be happy. They still talk about Reggie. There's still people in the comments that's like, yeah, you know, it's Reggie still.
Yeah.
Where people try to say, well, Halliburton's the greatest Indiana Pacer guy. And it's like, I'm not. Still not putting you
That's
above
debatable.
Reggie.
That's debatable. I wouldn't even put him past Mullen. Like
Chris Mullen?
Yeah, Mullen was nice.
Mullen was
You had
nice.
Rick Mullen, you had Rick Smith, you had Mark
That
Jackson.
was a sick team.
Oh, here the Pacers had a nice team thinking about it.
Davis boys.
What?
Everyone's
Antonio
Davis
Dale,
brothers.
what?
Even though they weren't brothers, but we didn't even say that, you know, the Davis boys or whatever.
Yeah, they had a nice team.
They had a nice team. Solid team.
Yeah. Keeping with basketball though,
Mm-hmm.
kind of off topic, but again, speaking with basketball, do you remember what was your favorite, what move by which player made you fall in love with the game? And do you remember what game that
No,
was?
I'll tell you right now, ball, I don't know how I fell in love with ball.
Okay, fair enough.
I do know Bulls and Jordan. Like, I remember them in Detroit because my parents had a friend that lived in Detroit. We'd visit every now and then. So I do remember being a Jordan fan and think about like what got me into it. Like, was there a move that sort of got me into ball? No. But I'll just say, yeah, like.
What moved it- what-
Just seeing him play
Yeah.
is probably it.
All right, so you're on the court, you're 17, you're 16. What move did you try to emulate?
Well,
Okay.
started
I
playing.
can't see a 7-foot kill trying to do a thing.
No, but younger. No, but okay. Like one. Okay, when do I remember playing ball was probably like grade 3, 4, like
solid memories of knowing, okay, I'm playing basketball. So probably like honestly, biggest thing back then was getting the ball under your legs, man. Being able to do this, that was the shit. Like knowing I can do that or whatever. Yeah, you know, you
You're like, I'm NBA ready.
I don't know if I said.
I killed a little. I'm ready for the draft, son.
Sign me up. I'm ready. Take me. But no, it was, I can't say if there was a one significant moment or something that I saw like, ooh, yeah, I want to play basketball. I just knew I was into basketball.
Got you. That's a good point.
I mean, seeing the Jordan and doing that one, that was like,
You could pick so many. You could pick so many.
That was it. But yeah, there was.
I think for me personally, it had to be. I know you're gonna fight me on this, so let me move away.
I gotta fight you.
I know you're gonna fight me on this because we've talked about this too many times. I'm gonna bring it up, but it was when Reggie pushed off Jordan.
That's so lit in life.
It was, that's when I really tried. That's it. In high school, when I played college ball, when I played basketball at George Brown, I always focused on shooting, right?
Yeah, I know you're a shooting guy. Yeah.
And the minute that I loved basketball prior to that, but I fell in love just the way that that whole play, that whole sequence, when he pushed Jordan off and he hit the dagger and he started jumping, going and going around in circles. I'm like, yo, that play.
Yeah, you're trying to trigger me, aren't you?
Hey, listen. Listen. Go ahead. Let you finish. Go ahead. Don't open up a can of worms. So you said that your ankle. I mean, I know I might get shot for this, but Jordan was complaining about the flu game, and what I heard was over pizza. You know what I mean? So
no, there's a different. No,
I heard that he wasn't really sick. Like Reggie really
flu or not.
Reggie really had a sprained ankle, bro.
Listen.
But he really was hurt.
Listen.
You understand?
Listen, there's a difference. Yeah, but play the role the whole time. Jordan had to hold on to Pippen.
Oh, come on.
But listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying play.
Yo,
Play. Listen to what I'm saying.
Listen
to what I'm saying. Play the role all the way through for me. Play the role. If you want to say Jordan, oh, was he really sick? But if you look at it, he looked sick. You can see it. Even when he hit the shot, Pippen was holding him to carry him off. Even if he wasn't sick, and he did play the role out. Play it all out.
You get a
Reggie, hold on. Hold on.
Go ahead.
My man is going. Man, now you had to do the my man ran, jumped, touched the fucking rafters, the banners, celebrating on this ankle, and my man went like this. Skiing on the ankle, and then all of a sudden it was, oh, I forgot I'm on TV. My ankle.
You hit a game winner. You hit a game winner. You're hyped.
Then you do this. My man was.
Okay, listen.
Man was crip walking and everything, and then all of a sudden, oh, my ankle.
There's a word.
My ankle. And lost the series because of that.
Listen, there's a word they would like to throw around called adrenaline. When you're on an adrenaline rush, right? You just finished hitting a game winner against arguably the best player in the NBA history, right? Sprained ankle or not, you're not going to feel that when you hit a game winner against the Bulls to win a game. To win a game, of course you're not going to feel the sprained ankle. Now, I could do tests and x-rays and prove that I have a sprained ankle.
I don't care.
If you're saying that you have the stomach virus, and anybody can lean on this, but hold me up, Scotty. Hold me up, Scotty. I'm sick. Okay. Now, I'm not saying he wasn't sick, legit wasn't sick, but you could prove that you have a sprained ankle, brother. I can't. Like Jordan just said that he was battling the stomach flu. You know what I mean?
He said that, or did the media put it out there?
I'm pretty sure he would have. Well, how would the media know if he never said it? He should have mentioned it. Listen, I'm still a Jordan. It may look like I'm bashing Jordan.
And you know what happens? Reggie should have just been hurt and all that because he might have won the series. You doing that shit made you lose the series because Jordan said, "Yep, took that personal." Oh, your ankle's hurt. Oh, it's not. Oh, okay, I take that personally. I take it personally.
Regardless.
So like we won the series anyways. But I do remember you though.
It was a legit play.
This guy called me on the
It
phone.
was a legit play.
My phone rings, I pick it up. This guy, Reggie. I'm like, shut up.
Let me tell you what the argument was. Listen, this is how I catch this guy. Watch this. I'm gonna contradict this guy right now. So, was that a foul?
Is what a foul.
What did you do to
Are
Jordan?
you gonna try and say the angle? That one?
Yeah.
Obviously it was.
Okay, cool. Then what about when Jordan did to Homeboy on Utah?
What did he do?
What's the difference? What's the difference? What's the guy's name on Utah? What's the guy we pushed off me?
Are you really comparing?
Was that not a foul?
No, it's not a foul.
Exact identical.
Are you? No, it is not. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up. No, stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop. Stop.
What? No.
What Reggie did for Jordan when Reggie hit the game winner, you guys tell me if those aren't identical
Stop.
plays.
Okay,
Go
to
ahead.
me, when someone says identical,
Identical.
that means it's the exact spot, it's the exact position. No, you can't say, oh, we're identical twins, but I can completely tell the difference. Like,
go ahead.
you're saying they're the exact same. Okay, so let me show you the difference between the plays. One, if a man is going with you on momentum, you're playing defense. I'm going this way. And hold on, no, do not cut me off. Do not cut
I'm not
me
cutting you
off.
I'm just doing
Stop.
theatrics. Go ahead.
I don't need theatrics.
Go
Your
ahead, go
theatrics are extra. Going to this. I don't know where this came from.
Jordan Flee went.
No, he didn't. First off,
Go ahead.
right? There's numerous debates on whether, and even freaking what's his face? I don't even remember his name because who cares about him as a friend? He was trash. He was getting destroyed every game.
Somebody Google that
Right?
man's name, Utah.
So
Yes.
he was already moving this way. He's already done. Okay, you want to say this made him fall, which it didn't. He was already falling anyways. And all it went like this, step, and shot. Now, what you want to compare is you're standing here, or you make a move a little bit towards this way. I run, push you off, go this way, catch the ball, and shoot. Now, mind you, he hit the shot. I'm fine with that. He pushed off of him. And Reggie said it too. I'm going to put it on the refs to see if they will make this call. That's what he said. I shoved Jordan, and they didn't make the call, which, okay, you didn't want to make the call? Fine. You lost the series. You should have made the call, and maybe you would have won. But anyways, I'm just saying they're not the same. He didn't call the foul. That's cool. That's fine, because I don't want that. Looking at it now, I don't want that. It's an aggressive play. They came at each other. He pushed off. You know what? That might have been worse because it might have been like, oh, see, Jordan gets all the calls. Look, that wasn't a foul. So you know what? I'm happy that he made a thing. But you can't say they're the same. You cannot say they're the exact same play.
So the way that AK just explained it, right?
The right way.
You ever have siblings that say when they get caught fighting with their sibling, and when they try to explain to the parent, they kind of downplay it?
How did I downplay?
You know what I mean?
What did I
When you said Jordan just went like, TJ, you saw that, right? When he
went like this.
When he just, no, that's not how he just said it. This man fully
He
got
went
up.
like this?
Oh my Lord, have mercy. This man said up.
You said like this.
No.
I don't know how someone could go like this
There's
and then still shoot the ball.
There's no way that Jordan went like, what's the guy's name? Someone.
Brian Russell. What about
Brian
him?
Russell, there we go. There's no way that Jordan just went like this. Yo, Jordan fully pushed the man.
No, you didn't, because
Oh my
listen.
He
Angle-wise, you cannot say. I cannot say that. Oh, Jordan didn't touch him at all, or didn't put his hand on him. I'm not saying he never put his hand on him. He didn't touch him, but he didn't shove the man. The man didn't fall because of him. He was already stumbling. Jordan had his hand on him, and maybe did that. You see that with everyone. Even now, when guys are playing and they come in there and they do their little hop thing and they push off. So everyone does these type of things. Even what Reggie did, that gets done or whatever. It gets done. It's hidden. Sometimes it doesn't get seen. But all I'm saying is between the two, A shove to the chest, this is easier to call a foul than if someone's going like this and he does this. Because anyone dribbling, when you go to the lane and the guys do this, is that not a, how come I can do this to you? That's a push off. To me, that would be a push off. That's almost the same thing there. But if I'm running at you and I do this to you to go get the ball, that's a shove. There's a difference in between the two. That's what I'm saying.
You know someone's winning the argument when someone's continually pushing the other person on purpose.
Because that's part of it.
We're gonna pull this.
The whole thing is the physicalness of the contact.
We're gonna pull this. All right.
Pull it.
Is the Jordan push?
Jordan haters and LeBron lovers will say
No.
Jordan
I'm
fouls.
not a Jordan hater. Is the Jordan push on Brian Russell the same as when Reggie pushed Jordan?
The same as in not, was it a foul? Okay.
All right, put it this way.
Is it between the two? If you see the two, which is easier to call a foul on? That is the question.
Which is
not
either-
if one is, even if they're both fouls, okay? We're saying they're both fouls.
Okay.
But you watch the play
Yeah.
and someone says, which one of these is a, like, you look at it as a blatant foul, or you can say, you know what, off the bat, it's a foul. Between the two, which is easier to call a foul on? That's what I'm saying. No hate. I don't care if you like Jordan,
exactly.
like Reggie.
Yeah. We'll make
hate, take it out. Put your favorite players in there.
Yeah,
It doesn't even have to be Jordan or Reggie.
Forget about who your favorite player is. Just
Put your favorite players in both
Forget
positions.
about that. Forget about it. So if you're like the man said, if you're a Jordan lover, if you're a Reggie Miller fan, put that aside. Just look at the plays themselves. Right? Forget if you like Jordan in the past, if you still like Jordan. If you like Reggie in the past, if you still like Reggie, look at their individual play and tell me if you can call a legit foul on both of them or not, or which one has more reason to be called a foul on. I will leave it up. We'll leave it up to the poll.
No, Reggie is more of a foul.
We're gonna agree.
It's easier
to disagree.
It's easier to call. You can disagree. I know you want to.
All right, what do we got next?
Who has rings though? That's okay.
That's true. Reggie's gonna get his first though.
Keep yourself watching.
As a spectator. as an
We love you, Reggie. I became a Reggie fan when Jordan retired, so it's okay. I wanted you to get a ring, Reggie.
As an official Indiana Pacer announcer, he'll get a ring.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. That made me like Reggie a little more still.
Then what?
I mean, a little more as a player when he shoved Jordan and hit the shot. As much as I hated him that moment, after when Jordan retired, I was like, yeah, I'm a Reggie fan.
It's ballsy to do that against a player like Jordan.
I give it to Red. That's why it made me even more angry.
Yeah. You know what? I got a question then, because it almost, I know that we're going on about the game against New York. He pulled. Wasn't that kind of similar?
That's what everyone. That's when Halliburton did the choke thing. It was supposed to be about that, but that's what I was like.
No, didn't he push off the defender? Like if you.
That's what they try to say, but
he got the inbound. He pushed him off, and then he ran back to where
it was, but he stumbled to. Again, it's another thing. Like the guy came at him, and I guess there was contact. But you know when there's if I'm stumbling,
contact against who?
Both of them. They both had contact with each other. It's like
someone had to initiate it though. If you look back at the
but I don't know.
It's like to steal the inbound, he pushed him off, then got the ball right back.
What was it? He hit a shot, and then. But you remember what it was? It was the inbounder screwed up on the inbound too, because he was and I think he was trying to pass to someone, but then messed it, want to go somewhere else.
Yes.
And that's what screwed it up. But what I think it was on the defense. Like we come in like
I'm Reggie.
Say you're Reggie and we're coming.
So
we
I'm
just
the ball.
No, we're trying to do the. You hit your three, right? You hit your three.
Yep.
Right.
I'm the
You hit
defender.
your three, now you're coming back.
I'm Reggie. I'm the defender. Yes.
Now you're defending. Now I try to get the ball. I might come at you and now turn.
Right.
There's the contact. But it's between both of us. You can't really be like.
If you look at the play, he pushes him off, gets it.
But again, I could have pushed off of you too, because I come here and I turn around now. This is me still. I'm still. I know what you're doing is defending my push off of you, right? But now I do that and I stumble. But because I stumble, I'm still stumbling ahead. That's what it was. He kind of tripped with him, and his hands were like that, so he did that. I knocked him, got the inbounder screwed up, and that's how Reggie got it. So you could the way they foul.
Yeah.
But it's one of those like.
It's playoff basketball.
Yeah.
I don't see the. So you can. I mean, essentially, you can make the argument.
Again, it wasn't as blatant as when he pushed Jordan, but
you can make the argument. You could essentially make the argument in all three cases. Then, if this was a regular season basketball, a foul could have been called legit on any one of those plays. But because I think it's playoffs. Now, for those of you that obviously watch NBA playoffs year after year, the refs tend to let things go. when it comes to a playoff atmosphere. So
Yeah.
in all those three cases during the regular season, maybe you could pick one of those and say, yeah, a foul should have been called. But because these are all in playoff atmospheres, I think the right move not to call a foul was legit. Still,
Yeah,
I still want to poll.
you know
Like I still
what?
want people to poll to see which one is a legit foul, the Jordan or the Reggie Miller one. But this is part of the
That one there, I think the reason they didn't call it because one, the ball wasn't in play, and it's two guys kind of fighting for a spot almost. Like they weren't, like nothing was really happening. Everyone was just jockeying for position. So like, who am I really gonna call a foul on? And the guy kind of fell. It wasn't like he was pushed. He fell. He fell himself too. So it just kind of coincided with them tangling up, right? It's like I'm slipping, but you're near me, so I make it look like you knocked me, or it kind of looks like you knocked me down because the ref looked at the wrong time or a second too late. But
You know who we need to? You know we need as a judge? Steve Javi, hit us up.
yes.
We know you're an NBA retired. We know that you're an NBA retired ref. Hit us up. We need you to decide this. All right? We need your expertise.
That's big.
All right. Damn, that was loud on sports.
I know.
All right, what do we got next, brother?
Okay. I like this one.
All right, you want to bring it up? Or you want me to say it? Doesn't matter.
Never do this. We'll go into the, I guess this would be kind of relationship aspect of life or whatever it is. All right, so
You want to do it?
I'll do this one. Okay, so you had a relationship. Let's see. We'll put a few years behind your relationship. So you guys were dating. We'll say maybe 4 years. Say 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you guys, whatever happens, you guys break up. It's a somewhat decent breakup. There's no feelings here and there, but it's nothing like terrible. No one's like slandering each other. No one's bashing each other, whatever, right? So now you guys are done. You separate, whatever.
Sorry, this is after dating for a few years.
Yeah.
So it's nothing like it's not a year or a couple years.
4 or 5 years. You guys are dating for 4 or 5 years.
It was pretty solid.
It's pretty solid. You had your issues, obviously here and there, but nothing. It's not like you broke up for like a year and then got back together. Maybe you guys fought, whatever. You had your things. You separated maybe a week or whatever and got back, whatever. But 4 or 5 years is basically solid, right? You guys are done. You guys kind of move on. You still kind of keep contact, know what's going on with each other's lives, but it's whatever. Now you get your own partner. You meet someone. They're together. Now, is flexing on the gram or Facebook with your new significant other, your new boo, immediately after a breakup, is that cool? Is that a good flex, or is that like corny? Is that something you shouldn't do? Should you wait? Is there like, obviously not the next day, right? But okay, let's just say we'll do different time periods. Say okay, 3 months. We'll just say 3 months, and now you've met someone and you guys are dating.
Yeah. So this can be a tricky situation or it can be plain and simple, right? And this is what I mean by tricky. I'll start with the tricky part first. Right? So the tricky part first is time has passed, right? Let's just say hypothetically. So it's been 3-4 years, right? Time has passed. And
no, you're dating 3-4 years.
You were dating 3-4 years.
You've only broke. I'm going by different tiers.
Yeah.
You've broken up. It's 3 months now. You've been broken up.
Cool.
You met someone.
Cool.
And you guys say, okay, we're gonna try and make this work.
Gotcha.
First question: do you think 3 months is too short after dating 4 or 5 years to get into a new relationship? Like have a girlfriend, like a legitimate title girlfriend, not we're just feeling each other out. We're just talking. Like
I think that's quick. Me personally, I think that.
I believe some people. I think that's kind of quick.
Some people may disagree.
Yeah.
I think 3-4 months after breaking up, that's.
And it's not a terrible relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not you guys the 4 or 5 years. It wasn't terrible. It was like it really was good. Even an inkling of a marriage talk was in there too, right? There was some marriage talk, but okay, say 3 months I think would be in a relationship like that. Yeah, I think it's kind of fast to get a new partner.
I agree.
But okay,
So I'm going to throw in a couple variables here. And the variable is this, right? So if, we're just going to use your girl for an example. If a person's girl, you know, starts dating and you haven't,
yeah,
right? So let's say she jumped into a relationship, right? And she started dating and boom, a post comes up, right? And I'm thinking about this, her side, right?
yeah.
You kind of feel like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That's, now if you're immature, that's probably gonna push you to go out there and find someone else, and now you're posting something on the social media. At that point, you look like the cornball.
Yeah.
Right? Now, for her to jump into a relationship that quick, and she's posting on whatever social media site, it could be legit that she's found somebody that's treated her right, that loves her, she's in a good space, and she wants to celebrate it by posting on social media. It depends on where your heart is. Now, if she's not really in love with this person, and she's just posting for the heck of it, that's not a flex. That's a corn ass move, right? Either way, it still looks bad on the guy because he didn't post anything first. Regardless if 2 months later now he's gonna put something. Well, yeah, she kind of beat you to the punch, son. You know what I mean? Now, is it depends on where your heart is. That's the main answer. I don't feel it necessary. I still think the time frame is too quick, right?
Okay.
It looks bad. A portion of it looks bad on you because other people looking at it, wow, you jump from one relationship to the other quite quickly, right? And then it also looks bad on the guy because he hasn't done anything. So they're now punking him, right?
Yeah.
To me, I think there should be a minimum of at least a year before anybody posts anything.
Okay.
But just make sure after that year, you're the first person to do it.
What about dating? Okay, so I guess there's kind of two parts to it, right? Because there's the dating and then there's the posting of it. So do you think, okay, 3 months is short. Okay, let's say,
No, we'll keep it there.
okay, say they were dating. Say you found someone after 3 months. Just,
Got you.
you know, you found someone 3 months and now this person wants to date. Like they say, okay, I want the title of girlfriend. I don't want to just thing, whatever, right? Are you cool with giving the title, but you're like, we're not posting anything. I'm not putting it out there. I'm not saying, hey, we're not promoting that we're dating right now.
Ooh.
Is that? I guess is that okay? Not boasting about it, but doing it. I mean, it's still. I still think it's short. But
You know what's funny about this? I'm not running away from the question.
yeah, no, I know.
But what's funny about this is, why is social media the judge of
So,
like,
I know.
why is it why is social media
I know.
the judge? Like, why does social media have to be the definitive
I know.
answer whether or not you're together or not? Like before social media, if you guys are together, there's nothing to post, right?
That's just a matter of telling people.
Right. You told this friend, and in high school it's spread around, oh, this person's dating this person.
Yeah.
There was no, okay, well, are they serious? If it's serious, write on a piece of paper, make sure everybody knows.
Yeah, that's kind of what that is. Like, put it on paper.
And spread it around to the school. You know what I mean?
Or get like a shirt or something
Like a
that
tag.
says I'm dating this
dating.
person. Yeah.
Or when you're in a breakup, put on a piece of paper. Complicated.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, oh, your status on Facebook says it. It's like, so what?
But to go
Like,
back, yeah.
But go ahead,
To answer your modern day point, right? Speaking of today's
Yeah.
era, to prevent anybody else from intruding on your budding relationship,
I hear that.
yes, I can
Okay.
see that, okay, I want everybody to know that I was single, but now I'm in a relationship. So if you're getting, what do you call them now? I'm not into the DMs.
Yeah.
Slide into, what do they call it?
Yeah,
What do they call it
sliding
now?
into DMs,
Sliding into your
whatever
DMs,
that
right?
is. Yeah.
So if you're getting DMs and all that, and you're getting people leaving stuff on your pages, you put on there that your status is now not single, you're in a relationship. All right, that means back off, right? So in that sense, yes, I get the importance of putting it out there that you're in a relationship, so you're friends off with other people. But if you're just doing it as a corny comeback,
Yeah, trying to save
trying
face,
to
just
save
show
face,
off,
trying to show off.
Yeah.
To me, I find that whack. I'm just saying though, if you're gonna do that, make sure you're counting the 365 days, and then boom, you post it.
Have it set.
You're supposed to pull that trigger. You know what I mean?
just have it set for that date. Just have it scheduled to
And
post.
another corny thing is, if you're gonna like, don't do like some evil shit where you're posting it like on your ex's, your anniversary, or the birthday. You know what I mean? That is corny. That's corny. You know what I mean? Or Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? Because you can post that shit on Valentine's Day, but doesn't mean that she don't like your gift and you guys are breaking up 2 days later. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you
I
think?
like
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't see this whole with the whole posting and stuff. I don't think anyone should feel forced to post the other, like whether they're in a new relationship, they're not, or if they break up and not, because no one puts the negative stuff out there anyways. You're only gonna know because they change their status. No one's gonna put a picture of the two of them standing together. Some people might. Some people will do that. Like they'll post the negative stuff. And I'm not against that either, because that's how it should. Like really, that's how Instagram and Facebook stuff should be. Like the good and the bad, you should be posting, because a lot of people, everyone just posts the good, so everyone keeps thinking, oh wow, look at this person's life, it's so great. And I mean, you shouldn't be living your life looking at others, but come on now, that's just the world we live in, right? You look at stuff and you'll look and be like, oh, this person's went here, or this person's doing this person's doing that. And that's great. And what you got to look to though is the gaps between when they don't post. That's probably when, I'm not saying always bad stuff's happening, but usually sometimes that's when some negative stuff's happening. They don't post that. People should post certain, not all the bad things that are going on in your life, but just be like, yo, today was a bad day. You don't even have to say what it was. Just say, today was a bad day. Boom. So at least everyone knows that.
But even then, like
you have down days and stuff. I don't have to guess, but everyone has a good day, a bad day.
Do you feel as if it's people post just to get something off their chest, like legit?
Yeah.
They're like they're so
Therapy.
just exactly. So it's a therapeutic tactic, right? So they can't talk to their family members. They can't talk to their friends. So leaving these little breadcrumbs on social media makes it look like, okay, they're going through something relationship-wise. People may show concern or just leave a little heart emoji or a break note, say little sign that they're there for you. And that aspect, if they're without saying the status of your relationship, right? If you're instead of forget about posting a picture, right? Just say that you're saying I am in a relationship. Is that still considered corny, or is it that okay? That's fine.
No.
So I didn't post a picture of me, hugging up on a girl, or she didn't post a picture of her leg on a man. They're just saying that their status has now changed from single to now being in a relationship.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, because it's just informing the people, your people. It's not you.
So it's not a flex.
No, because all you're saying is just the status. You know what I mean? You're not like bragging on it.
That's
it's
right.
like putting all this extra stuff that's unnecessary. It's just, hey, like if you've already had a status saying you're single, obviously you change it. Like if you're with someone, put it. If you didn't have no status up and you just want to, I don't think it's corny, but it's like, okay, why did we need to know that? We didn't know you were single before.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about you that. But
Not
you just put it up there and just saying, hey, I'm just changing my status.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, in a relationship now. That's it.
Okay. Not corny.
No.
Okay. Your ex, a week later, changes their status. Is that now corny, or,
Now,
shit.
were they
I wouldn't-
already in the relationship before me
Yes.
and didn't change it? But now
No.
I get into one, I change mine, and then they change theirs.
Yeah.
I know you changed it because I changed mine. I don't know if it's corny, but it's a corny as in like, I don't care, corny. Like, okay, I'm curious as to why you changed it now.
Yeah.
But okay, I mean, if I'm her boyfriend, I might and I'm paying attention to all that, I might want to question, like, so how come you changed it now when
No, well,
he changed it?
there shouldn't be any more conversations.
You didn't want to claim me until he did. Well, you're trying to get back with him. Now that you know he's thing, now you can put that, like, you know what I mean? But outside of that, me just being me, and I'm not gonna. If I'm just the ex, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing the same thing I'm doing after I do it, then I'm gonna
That's
be like,
fine.
okay,
Yeah, that's too
now
much.
you're just being a little extra, but
Yeah. But poll that. That's another poll. So is flexing on any social media or posting on any social media site after a breakup that you're in a relationship via words or pictures of your new boo, is that corny? Is it a flex, or is it just a legit way to show others that you're in a relationship, you're in a happy space, and you moved on? You guys decide. What do you guys think?
And how long should it be?
Yeah.
If you want, you can put how long should you wait
Good
before you
point.
post that.
Good point. Good point. Good point.
All right.
What do we got next?
Quick thing. We'll do some parenting.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you want to ask this one?
All right. Cool.
All right.
All right. So
So all the parents out there, so all the single people. I mean, you can listen if you want.
Yeah,
We'd love for you to.
yeah, whether you're a single parent or
You might get some laughs out of this,
Yeah.
and this might even secure your non-parent living. You know what
as
I
a
mean?
matter of fact, if you guys have kids, bring them to the room right now. This is the part of the show that we encourage you and your daughter or your son to come and listen in, and we'd love to get their intake, or I would love for you to put what they think they should do at the age of being available to work. So the question is, at what age are you making your kids pay for rent, or do you let them live with you rent-free until they finally move out? So I'm sure that this is a very popular question amongst a lot of parents. I'm sure this has come up numerous times.
Even with different races,
different
everyone
races.
that handles it differently.
Yeah, I can confidently say, within the Black community, we want our kids to get out there in the workforce and start paying some bills ASAP.
Or contribute to the house, or the household itself.
I'm not too sure how it is in the white community. Or other community, I know the Asian community may think alike, right? I don't want to put anybody in a box here, but I can speak confidently in my family scenario or in my community. When you're of age to work and you're of age to facilitate regarding paying bills, paying groceries, whatever, you should be able to. You should. That should be a welcomed responsibility. Now, the question is, though, at what age? So if your son or daughter can start working at the age of 16, right?
Okay.
Do you give them some time to start helping out, or do you want them to help right away?
Now, like most households, it all depends on how you're contributing, not necessarily money-wise, what you're doing, your part in the family. 16, I'm not expecting you to get a job. You're supposed to be in school. That is your job, like they say.
Okay.
School is your job. That is the kid's job,
Good point.
right? They go to the same, just as long as a parent does when they go to work. Oh, well, maybe not just as long, but almost like that, right? You're 9, school is what? 9 to 3? Somewhere around there, usually.
What are you talking about?
School.
The hours?
Yeah.
Yeah,
9 to 3,
yeah.
basically. 3:30 some places, I think.
Yep.
Not high school. I'm talking about like elementary school.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, 16 high school. Okay, we'll do high school because you're not elementary school. So high school is what? Usually what? I don't know now. When we
high
were
school's
going was
good.
what, 8:45 or something like that to
I think it was like 9
2:45?
to like 2:40 or something.
Something like that. So we'll just say, okay, 9 to 2:40 or something like that. All right. Now I know the regular work day is supposed to like 9 to 5, but okay, you're teenagers. You're not really going to be thinking. So you kind of that is your job. If you're doing that and you do it to the best of your ability, I'm not expecting you to always bring A's home. But as long as you're trying, you put your effort forward, you do all that, you listen. I expect you to get in trouble here and there, but nothing major, you know what I mean? No cops are bringing you home, not getting calls or nothing like that. You don't have to contribute money-wise.
Okay.
Do your school. I will take care of whatever it is needed.
16.
16,
Okay, keep going.
right? 16, 7. Listen, as long as you're in school and you're doing, and that's your focus, and you're showing me this is my, and this is going towards what it is, whatever career you want, I have no problem taking care of the necessity things and maybe even now and then things maybe that you want. Because that, like, I can't expect you to do school and get a job. That's too much because you have to study. You have to do all that stuff. You got to study, you got to do all that. When is the time you're going to do that? I don't want you stressing. You shouldn't be 16, 17 stressing about life that seriously. Like, all you should be stressing about is pimples, the girl that you like, if she likes you back, learning to drive, and where you're going to hang out with your friends on the weekend. That's really should be your stress. You shouldn't be worrying about bills and food and like major food. Like, you want a little snack here and there, or you want to get some junk, whatever it is. Okay, you can do it yourself. But I will take care of the basis. Provide a home, food, clothes. What I have to do.
Okay.
Right, I will do all that thing. So if you're in school, work is not really an issue for at least from 16, so maybe when you get to about 20, 21, 22, like it'll all depend on how everything's going. But if you're in school and you're doing what you're supposed to do, I will take care of it. I have no problem, and I can do it. I have no problem taking care of what needs to be taken care of, and you not having a job to contribute that way. If you're effing around and you're not doing anything, you're not going to school, or you're not taking school seriously, you're just goofing around and all that stuff, then yeah, you need to get a job.
Okay.
You need to contribute some way.
Okay. All right. All valid points. So I'm going to throw you just a little.
Yeah,
little
that's
bit
what we got to do.
of bonus. So, what if they actively do look for a job, right? So what if they're proactive? So they're 16, 17.
Yeah.
They're mom, dad. I got a nice job at whatever, McDonald's, the movie theater,
Okay.
whatever store, and they're making a decent amount of money, right? And they're able to sustain a high level of grades. So they're getting 80s, they're getting 70s, they're getting 90s, they're passing all their classes, right? They don't have a girlfriend, they don't have a boyfriend, so they have $300, $400 left
They
over.
really have no responsibilities.
They have no responsibility. That's my point. Sorry, good. They have no responsibilities financially. Do you at that point still expect them to contribute so they have nothing to pay for? Would you say, hey, listen, the light bill is this high?
I don't want, that's not, that, again, that's not their responsibility. I know parents, we do that, right? But it really isn't their responsibility. That's yours. That's the parents' responsibility. Like the light.
What about this? They're still eating out of house and home. The lights are on.
Okay. No. Sorry. You know what? My bad. My mind keeps reverting back. I keep looking at kids' age.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting we're doing the 16, 17 scenario.
Yeah.
But again, okay. So 16, 17.
Remember, they've taken all the responsibility to get a job.
They have a job. Listen, I'm not going to ask them to contribute.
Yeah.
If we're not struggling, everything's fine. Me and the wife are able to take care of the bills, whatever it is. No, I'm not going to ask you to contribute. You want to get a job? I'm going to let you know, listen, you don't have to. This is what you want to do. If it gets stressful and it's affecting your school, I need you to quit.
Gotcha.
Right? Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Right? You want to contribute? Now, if they want to contribute, I don't want to say no, because I don't want them to possibly later on develop if other people say no. Like, I just don't want them to get a thing of not having to contribute or feeling like they don't need to offer. So they can offer. Now, might say, if there's no issues with the money at any point, I'll take their money, but I'll put it aside.
Smart.
Or I'll tell them, you know what, save it. But now if I feel like they might have a little issue with the money, because you're making money, you're gonna spend money, right? Now I see that, okay, they're not really saving. If I know they're not really saving it, then I would hold it myself. Gotcha. I'll take the money, act as if they're paying. I'm not even gonna tell them I'm holding it. I'm gonna take it as if they're actually paying, and I'm using it to pay the rent or whatever it is.
Smart.
But I'm gonna put it aside and I'm gonna hold it, right? Because I can see they're not the greatest with their money, but it's not to a point where they're coming to us asking for money.
That's
It
right.
made me just not saving greatly, but okay. So I would do that, and then later on when they're ready to move out or whatever they want to do, then I know, hey, I held this aside. This is for you. You can do this, or whatever it is. If they want to contribute, if they need, and say if things are hurting and we need a little bit of money and they contribute, I would try and take the least amount out of it and still try and save. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna stop them from contributing, but I'm gonna show them that I'm not gonna put the burden on them, but I'm gonna let them know, hey, this and this. Okay, you know what? You know what you want to do? Don't worry about contributing here. Pay for your cell phone. When they get a car, okay, pay for your insurance. Let them pay for certain things.
Oh, when they get their car, they make
Definitely.
when you're in your
I mean,
if you're
you know
first
what?
serve insurance,
No. I'll put them under me because no. You know why? Because if you let them under their own, it's gonna be a shit. No, you put them under you, but you still take money from them.
right.
Until
Until that first accident and your rates go up, you might want to go on your own.
But that's life, right? Like they gotta learn that too, right? Same with you. When you were young, it was the same. That's what we got. We can't forget.
Yeah, my mom ran that
Okay,
risk.
you can't forget. We were kids too. We wanted the exact same thing they're asking is what we asked for. So I can't be like, oh yeah, I'm being real strict on them. Say, listen, my mother let me use their car and all that stuff. I was under her insurance. I didn't have to pay for it myself or whatever. It was like, it wasn't dirty or anything, but it was, you still covered my portion or whatever of it. So I'm not gonna go to my child. Nope, you have a car. Nope, nope, you gotta pay for yourself. No. But I will, if they can afford to do it, I will. As I said, I will take it. They need to learn to be able to pay things. I know that, hey, the money you get from your job, all of it isn't going to you, eh? Like, it's got to go out. Like, when you get older, what you think you're making is not what you're getting. They come and take out their pocket first, and they leave you with stuff left.
And they'll learn that really quick.
Get a business first, then it's the other way around. Then they'll let you spend and then take after. But you'll learn all that later. But yeah, with my kid, with that, if you're doing you're doing your schoolwork, you don't have to worry about giving money if you have it, or having to have a job. If you want to get a job, a side job that's not affecting you, boom, do that. You get a little cash on the side. Hopefully you save it up. If you can't save it, then we'll put it aside for you. Yeah. If somehow we need you to contribute to the household, we can figure that out. But I don't think you should have to contribute to the household if you're playing your role as my child and you're being a student. You're a student. You do your thing.
Yeah.
Don't act a fool. You want to be grown? Sure. be ready for grown stuff.
See, this is why I appreciate working with this man across from me, because you always need a dynamic of a difference of opinion. That's it. That's how things flow.
That's how it's supposed to be.
So I'm
Yeah.
not going to say I fundamentally disagree with you,
Okay.
but I'll drive a different lane.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. But
Nothing wrong with that.
there's some aspects that you did hit upon that do make sense.
Yeah.
And that I do agree upon.
Like I'm saying, yeah.
I agree with some things that you said, right? But I am going to say, with me, with Palia, Theo, and Joseph, whatever, if once you reach an age, and I'll agree with you, if your ass ain't in school
Yeah.
and you're not showing an initiative to get an education, Palia, Theo, your asses are working. There's no argument. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We can share the same last name, but you're working. If you don't want to go to school and you show no interest in getting a higher learning, your ass is going to go into the workforce and you're going to earn a paycheck, and your punishment is contributing towards the house. Now, yes, you're going to have money left over for you. It's your job. You're working.
Yeah.
You're absolutely entitled to hold back that money, but call it severe, and also call it an opening to how the real world is. You don't have an education, you don't want to go to school, I am going to take your money. I'm going to penalize you, right?
Yeah, okay.
If you want
I'll
to
give you
hold
that.
on to your
Yeah, yeah,
money,
yeah.
right? If you want to hold on to your money and you want to show that, listen, I'm working hard, I can handle my responsibilities, I can do school and I can work, keep your money, right? You're
Yeah,
showing
yeah,
the
yeah.
responsibility. I have no problem with you keeping your money, but you have to go to school, right?
Yeah.
So in that
Yep.
that aspect, I'm kind of aligned with you.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas to the point where if you're working and you can juggle school and you're doing good, tell you what, save your money.
Yeah.
We're good. If we can handle it as parents,
Yeah.
save your money,
Yeah.
right?
Same thing. Yeah, yeah.
And as long as you're not spending it on stupidness, understand? Like, I'm gonna admit to you all, right? Back in the day, and as you know, I just told this guy off camera before we started filming. When did I start working? 16, 17, when I was working at McDonald's. Listen, I ain't ashamed to admit it. And all you people that are working there, I'm not gonna name drop anybody, but you know who you were. Carrier Drive,
Carrier.
Albion Mall, Kipling Avenue. You guys know the location. Dixon, those McDonald's days. We were earning $6.40 an hour. Understand? And with my little $200, $300, $400 check, video games, basketball cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going on dates with girlfriend. Yo, we're taking taxis. There was no Uber back in that day. You know, taxis
Taxi or
cost money.
TTC, one of them.
Never cost. So these things cost money.
Walk.
So at a young age, I was stupid, right? And my grades were up to par, right? Now, if I was my own parent, and my mom did an excellent job parenting me and disciplining me, but if I was my own parent being more strict, right? I would have said to myself, right? I would have said to my younger self, all right, you're working, you're also going to school. Because you're not doing that good in school, and because you're using my lights, and because you're eating my food,
Yeah.
I'm taking a portion of your check.
Yeah.
Now you can see that as punishment for not concentrating on what you're supposed to be doing and spending it on frivolous, stupid stuff, right? So going back to my current situation, once my kids are of age to work, if they are doing good in school and they're earning a decent paycheck, it would be nice if they said, here, Dad, here's a little $20. Here, Dad, here's a little $40. Remember, this day minimum wage ain't the same as friggin'
No.
back in the day minimum wage.
Yeah.
Like, what's minimum wage now, by the way? What is it?
15.
15? Yo. 15, I can tell you right now what I can do at $15 an hour. Understand?
But you do remember, you got to also remember cost of living has gone up too. It's not to say cost of living back then, but we're making minimum wage now.
That's very true. But
But I hear what you're saying.
hold on a second.
I do hear what you're saying.
Because we know the cost of living right now, we're actually keeping our kids at home now because we know what the cost of living is outside.
Yeah.
Right? So because we know that cost of living outside is really high right now, majority of us are keeping our kids here longer, right? So they're banking all that money. If they're banking all that money, $20 is nothing. I don't know, I can't do the math, I'm not a mathematician, but $15 an hour times 8, times that 5 days a week, times that every 2 weeks, how much are you pulling in a month? Right? You're telling me
As a teenager.
As a teenager.
Responsibilities. Yeah,
You're
that's
telling me-
that's a lot of money. That's a good amount.
You're telling me $50 is gonna hurt you? Right? So
What you saying?
to end my point, I think that definitely if you're not going to school, you're working. You're working. If you dropped out at 16, 17, 18 and you're not going to school, give me some of that paycheck. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you are working and you're going to school and your grades up to par, like you said,
That's basically it.
contribute.
That's basically what it is. And when you break it down, it's just if you're in school, be a student, put full effort, and that's all you need to focus on.
Now, if you're parents that have
Right.
a 20, 25-year-old, 30-year-old at home, and they're not in school and they ain't working, this conversation's over.
That's
I don't know what you're dealing with.
That sounds like I don't unless there's some type of situation like a medical situation, something
Sure.
like
So
that.
you're-
Then
you're-
I understand all of those. We're not talking about that, obviously. But if they're completely functional, able to move around, get up on their own, go around, party at night when they want to, buy drinks, whatever it is, but they're not working or they're not even like helping you in a sense. Maybe if they're not even working, but they're not doing anything around the house. Maybe they're not doing the chores. If they're taking care of the whole house because for some reason they can't get a job, whatever it is, but they're, they're at home taking care of the house, keeping it clean, all of that, something. You got to do something kind of thing, right? Like,
Is that okay with you though?
I'm not
So
going to
they're not working, they're not in school, but they're doing chores.
I'm not going to say it's okay if you're actively looking for a job, because it is hard. It is kind of hard, right? And I would prefer for you to look for a job that you want to do or something that I know you'll keep around, rather than jump to a job for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Oh, I don't like this job, I'm out. And now you're going to jump to another job 2, 3 weeks. I don't like this job, I'm out. If I know you're pursuing a job, you're looking, this and that, you're actually out there putting out resumes, you're getting back, and you're getting responses too. Maybe they're saying you're overqualified, maybe they're saying you're not qualified enough, but whatever it is, and you're doing that, and I'm here working, I'm like, listen, you have money, but you know what? Keep the house clean, do chores, clean the yard, whatever it is. You gotta take me to my appointment. If I can pick whatever you doing, all of that stuff, I can tolerate that. I can deal with that until you get the job. That's not gonna be for the rest of your life now.
Yeah.
That's not. It's not gonna be like, here, let me just take care of the house and no. That's not gonna happen for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But in a situation, special circumstance, we can negotiate that out. That's not gonna be an option, an everyday option. It's a special circumstance where we can use that as a payment in a sense.
Okay.
But yeah, they have a job, contribute if you can. If you can't, make sure you're doing something with your life.
Oh, kind of a segue, but still on topic. Unless you got something else to add. Want your opinion on something?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So let's just say, let's say your son or daughter get a job that is socially unacceptable. E.g., they work at a weed dispensary. So they're 17, 18 years old. They work at a weed dispensary, right? Or they work at a strip club as a waitress or a waiter, right? They're contributing. Yay or nay? I mean, it's a legit question.
Okay.
So now we're putting the type of job that they're using to help towards the bills of the house. Does that matter?
Okay. All right. Welcome everyone. So what we're talking about now, the job contributing. It's what job they have to contribute. Okay.
Gotta answer, man.
No, I know, and it's a good question. That's what you got to think about. People who just pop off. I mean, maybe they've been thinking about it for a while, but I can't. Are they home? Do you mean like they live at home still, or this is just aside from this has nothing to do?
Either or, it doesn't matter.
They just have a job. This is their job.
So they're working, they're in school, but they have a job that, again, I'm just naming it, there's probably
If they have to do a job that they're not happy, that
it's socially unacceptable. Maybe socially.
Again, I don't care about all the time what society thinks, because a lot of stuff society will shit on, they'll agree on something else that isn't good either. So, but just an aspect of the questions you're asking for socially, you know what? I might want to be like, listen, I'll take care of you until you can find a better.
Anytime I hear this man say they might, I know that there's something coming up. All right. What if they're like 21, 22, 23? You said if they're at home. Right? All right, they're at home, but they're at home working on OnlyFans. Yo, they're giving you like a good, cool $500 here.
Okay, listen, at the end of the day, listen, okay, do your job, do what you gotta do. If there's something you gotta do that you don't want me to know about, then that's on you to either continue to do it or not. Like, I hope you don't,
Yeah.
but I can't, like, I'm not gonna be the hypocrite and be
Hypocrite.
like,
You're gonna go on OnlyFans too?
I'm not on OnlyFans, but
He's on.
I'm not against.
He's on OnlyFans.
I mean, obviously, I'm on OnlyFans. I can't tell my child now you can't be on there either. Like, shoot, let's collab, do a video. But I'm just saying.
So if they're legit saying, "Mom, Dad,"
Okay, listen.
they're legit saying, "Mom, Dad, I know you guys need help with the bills. I'm not really feeling the school thing, right?
What up, BZ? Yeah.
What up? I'm not really feeling the school thing, right? I'm starting my own entrepreneurship at home on a site called OnlyFans, right? I can give you like a cool
Okay. Listen, honestly, okay, like I've heard, OnlyFans doesn't have to be nude.
They're like 20.
You don't got to be
21,
nude on
22,
there, so there's no
23.
excuse for you to be on there nude. Hey, if someone wants to pay you money for you to show your toes, or for you to chew loudly into a microphone, do you, man? Do what you got to do. I'm not gonna hate on that. I'm not gonna hate on that. I mean, okay, now if it comes, I know what you're really trying to ask. If it comes to the naked stuff or that type of controversy stuff, yo, you know what?
And they're of age.
You're grown. You're of age. You're grown.
They're grown, yeah.
I can't stop you. I'm not saying I'm not gonna shun you. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're not my child no more. I'm gonna disown you. I can't do that. I can't do that to my child. Just be safe. Like,
And make sure the rent's on time.
garner yourself. But I mean, that's if they live at home. If they're not living at home, then I really can't.
can't say shit.
I can say something.
You can't.
No.
Fuck you mean, Dad? I live with you.
You can say it. They don't have to listen to you and follow through on what you request or what you ask. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyone can say what they want. You can say what you want. It's a matter if the person's going to take in what you're saying and listen to you. They don't have to. They're not, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping you wouldn't. But if you have to, do what you gotta do. Be the best at it. Make those dollars.
Be the best.
Don't be shit. I'm sorry. You cannot be on something and be the worst at it. So wait, you're gonna show your. Hold on. Think about it. Think about it. You're gonna do these things on the internet, make no money, and what? Brag about it? What are you gonna brag about? You're not even the top in your field. You don't make any money. What are you bragging about?
If your 23, 22-year-old sibling, son or daughter is garbage at OnlyFans,
Get the hell off. I will write OnlyFans, please. Get this person off. Delete their account. No, why are you on there? You're embarrassed. Now you're just embarrassing yourself.
you're embarrassing the family, actually.
That too, but I mean, you're embarrassing yourself. Your face is out there. Like, you know what I mean? Someone can come up to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
You're embarrassing yourself now. That's what they say. If you're gonna do something, if you're gonna be the best at it.
Like, bro, like,
Don't be terrible. That's it. If you're gonna be a thief, be the best thief.
like, yo, you're sitting on OnlyFans with an ingrown toenail? Yo, the frig is that?
No, listen.
That's embarrassing.
If someone likes that and they're gonna
Someone
pay,
likes that, there's something wrong with
if
you.
they're making money off of it, that's the whole point of OnlyFans. I'm sorry. That's the whole, it's to make fans. Don't tell me you're going on there, I just want to show my stuff. Then you can do that anywhere. The whole point is to make money. Make your money, make your dollars, do what you gotta do, and move on. Be comfortable, own what it is. Don't be embarrassed now if someone comes up to you and now you're, oh my God. No, we're not doing that. If you're gonna do something, do it all the way. If my child wants to be, I hope they wouldn't want to be on there, but if situation and they feel they need to go on there and do it, then
Change your last name?
you have to change your
I'm
last name.
playing with you, brother.
Do you?
I'm playing.
Honestly, you know what? Way back, you would feel this shame. But nowadays, the stuff that goes out there and the stuff that's put, and stuff people blatantly put out there on the internet just for
Money?
likes and to be popular for, I don't know how long they think that's really going to last.
And some of them
Well,
make,
whatever you're doing is probably not even that drastic. It's
some of them make a legit
They
coin.
do.
You know
They
what I mean?
do.
And again, like you said, it's for stupid. That's not just OnlyFans.
It's-
You can sell on anything like YouTube, Instagram. There's monetary value in certain stuff that you put out there that has no skill level attributed to it whatsoever.
None.
It's just what people are attracted to, right?
Yeah.
And so, to go along with your point, if my son or daughter want to use a modern day way of making money, e.g., the internet, as long as in a
Which is the way now.
as long as it's in a tasteful, I never say tasteful, but as long as it's in a way that doesn't put down the family name and doesn't hurt you in the long run, right? Because remember, whatever you put on the internet now may hurt you 5 years, 10 years from now, right?
Yeah,
so
it could.
you gotta think ahead, right? So as long as they're doing something on the site, and if they're contributing to the household, if they're saying, "Here, mom, I made this amount of money from doing my social media thing. Here's $500." It's kind of hard for me to turn that down. If they're giving it to me, right?
Oh, yeah.
If they're giving it to me to help, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah.
$1,000, kind of helps. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is own it. Whatever you're doing, just own what you're doing.
Yeah.
Be able to back up or explain whatever it is and go about your business. And not everyone's gonna be happy with what you do. It doesn't matter what you could do. You could be you have the nicest job in the world, and people are gonna criticize you about it for something. So as long as you own what you're doing, do it. If you can step up and be fine with it, that's fine. I'm not gonna disown you. All that disown your child, and I don't care what it is you do. I'm not gonna disown you.
Yeah.
Right? I can't do that. I created you. Maybe part of what it is you are could be because of me. I don't know.
You guys think I'm lying? I'm telling you, this guy has an OnlyFans account. You know? I'm not capping.
Soon. When this blows up, I just don't know what I'm gonna do on there yet.
DJ Troyo.
Not DJ naked.
TJ, you subscribing to that?
I hope not. I hope you don't.
Jen, that's all you. That's all you.
Send people. Send
That's
people.
all you.
Send people.
All right. You got any topics? Or you want me to end this one off with one last one?
Let me see what I got. Thanks, guys. No, we don't need this one. I don't need to share this
I'm gonna list off the last one.
one. Let me see if I had one. I think I had something in. Did I have something? Oh, maybe. Hold on. Let me see.
How are we doing there, TJ?
Go with yours. We'll go with yours, and then I can
Fine.
pop one off as a random also. So these are random, right? Is the
It's a
random?
random, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I can random after.
All right, so we got a random question out there. All right.
This is dope.
This is a
done.
what's the abbreviation? What would you do? WWYD.
Yeah. What would you do?
What would you do? Your girl is getting the crap beat out of her by a next girl
Molly.
bigger than her and also bigger than you. Do you step in and save her and throw hands with this bigger girl just to save your girl? Or do you run and call for help? So, in no way, shape, or form are we promoting any type of violence towards the opposite sex as it pertains to
Self-defense right now in this moment. That's what it ends up being. We're in self-defense mode.
we're not promoting any physical violence, period. Whether it be man versus female, female versus man. Especially if it's a male versus a female, right? Wrong, no. But in this particular situation, if you have like some 400, 500 pound gorilla beating up on your 100 pound soaking wet girlfriend, like boom, 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 boom. She's almost on life support, right? Do you step in and do you beat up on the girl, the bigger girl? Or do you just try to separate them as best as you can? Or try to get some help? What do you do?
Okay, so the scenario now is she's
Male
on
versus
top,
a female.
She's on top. No. She's rushed my significant other.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they're in a fight now. Okay, are we doing this from the beginning? Or is this already, we're just hopping half? You want my answer from
what you
already in the middle of the fight? No, I'm saying, do you want my answer is am I seeing this from the beginning or I
You're
pop
seeing
up
from
on the
start
scene?
okay.
I see it from start. That's what
Okay. So you're seeing. How about? I'll make it even sweeter, right? So you're seeing something that's about to go down. You see this 500-pound gorilla approaching your 100-pound girlfriend. She's taking off gloves. She's taking off weave. She's taking off shoes. See, what's that? Fresh Prince? She's taking off the fingernails. Yeah. And she's coming straight towards. She's coming straight towards you and your girl. But you know that.
Babe, you know her?
Yeah, I do know her. You got my back?
Why is she coming towards us?
Because she has beef with me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. So she's coming.
Do you think you can take her?
Well, you're here, right?
Why are you still standing here? Why have you not turned around and ran yet? Why are we standing here?
Well, listen, I go up in Rex, keeping an ad. I don't want from nobody. Right? She's coming towards me. She wants a problem.
I grew up in Maple. I don't fight.
I don't give a crap. You know what I mean? She's coming towards moi, right? She's coming towards me. I'm going to throw some balls. No, I may lose.
Ready?
I may lose.
What we doing?
Right? But I'm defending my ground. I'm standing on 2 feet strong. You know what I'm saying? So she's coming towards me. I'm ready to fight. I'm down on the ground. Right?
Because she just walks up, she ignores me, and just goes straight for you.
Yeah, she ain't gonna fight you. Her beef is with the girl. Her beef is with the girl. Right? She'll say, boom, 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 boom. You as a male, do you jump in?
I gotta shove her off. I gotta give her a good push right off of her.
Okay,
and then I pick my girl up.
A shove ain't working with this.
Yeah, it will.
Shove ain't working.
Yeah, it will.
Shove ain't working.
Yeah, it will. You can't tell me what's gonna not work.
Maybe a chicken burger like in front of
No.
your face. Shove ain't working.
No. A shove will work.
Okay, let's say the shove don't work. Like you're shoving her.
No, when I say a shove, I don't mean I'm doing this.
Yeah, and to you, she's going like this.
Lying back. Boom. I'm giving you a spear off of her. I gotta spear her off.
Okay, so you are approaching her strong.
Yeah. You're getting dealt with. I don't see. I don't
discriminate.
I don't see your what is it? Your
gender?
sex. Yeah, your gender.
Okay. You got the phones rolling. You got people out with their phones. It's like, yo, this guy's beating a girl.
But again, I didn't say I was beating on her. I did not say. You see, you trying to get me arrested. You trying to get me in trouble.
TJ,
I said.
Did you just see the descriptive of him spearheading a female?
Is that beating up? I said I will push, and then this guy said, "Oh well, no, you can't push." So okay, I might have to shove her a little harder. So yeah, I will spear her off, or I will get a little head start and just knock her off. I didn't say I was gonna stand here and beat up on her now. No. I'm gonna knock her off.
Okay.
Get her off my woman. I'm gonna pick my woman up and get the fuck out of there. We gone. We leaving.
Okay. So
I don't need to beat up. I don't need to beat up. She didn't attack me, right?
Okay, cool. Let me rephrase
now,
that. Let me rephrase that.
No. Now.
Let me rephrase it.
All right.
You're not beating her up, but you're throwing some balls.
I'm not throwing bowls if I don't need. My whole thing is getting her off of her.
Okay.
Once I get her off, then I tend to my woman. Now, if Big Ting now wants to come and attack me, now I will defend myself. I'm not gonna go over I will defend and do what I need to defend myself.
What if your girl doesn't help?
She can't help me. She just got beat up. You're not expecting her to help.
I mean, you just helped her.
Yes, but she's not in a position to help me. So you're making it worse.
But she's from Alvin and Kipling.
But she can't help me.
But she's from Rexdale.
That doesn't mean nothing where you're from.
You even protect who you are.
Yeah.
You just protected her.
Okay.
She's gonna watch you get beat up.
But she can't help. So you're hurt.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna do what? Try to come and do what? Now you come and stumble and fall on me now. Or you stumble and ruin it for me because I was in a good position, but now you try to help and now you ruin it. Now you made it worse.
So you don't want your girl involved. You want to take this one?
You just got beat up. Recover a little bit. You can't. Your helping isn't gonna help.
Go take a timeout.
Timeout. Recover a little, or find something you can throw at them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you want to contribute, do it in that way. A weapon or something, sure. But like I said, I will knock her off, take my girl, and we'll leave. That would be the ideal scenario.
Okay.
But for social media, for ratings, for viralness, right now, if she were to attack me after because I knocked her off and she's feeling away, she's amped, and she comes at me, then I will defend myself.
What you mean by defend yourself, brother?
Exactly what I just said. I will defend myself.
Yeah, speak what you want to say. I'm gonna speak what I want to say.
If she
She's
comes from behind,
500 pounds, bro.
she's
bigger than you.
Okay, but think about that though. If I do knock her off of thing, she's not doing it. You said she's 500 pounds. She's gonna be on her back like this. She can't roll over now. She can't get help. So she's done.
Okay.
Game done. We're over. Right? It's over. You just said she's 500. She's not getting up that easy to attack me. But okay, let's just say
I know you're running.
let's just say
I
she
know
can
you're
get
running
up.
away from what you want to do.
Let's just say
Just
she
say what
gets
you're gonna
up
do. Yes.
and attacks me.
Yes.
She comes from behind and does one of these to me.
Yes.
Yeah, something's gonna. I'm throwing. I don't see. Eyes closed. What the f is on me? What is this? What is this? What is this?
Okay.
I don't. And I'm doing it like that. Because if I get up.
You're just flailing.
Yes. Yes. Because if I get up, if she pulls me up and I get up and I do this and what? And I go like this, that means I'm of sound mind. I know what's in front of me and I'm personally going at you. But if you something just attacks me from behind after I'm saving someone and someone grabs me, shit, what is that? What is that? And somehow I happen to elbow, it's not my fault.
Not my fault.
I didn't attack, I'm self-defense. That is what I will do. What I need to do to get out of that situation. That's it.
Okay.
I will protect. So basically it's a shove, pick up, and go. Okay. I'm not fighting.
You're not fighting. Okay.
I'm not. If I don't need to, let me not say I'm not fighting. If I can avoid it, I will. Just because, like you said, at the end of the day, it's a woman. To a certain point, man or woman, after a certain point, it's not self-defense anymore. Then you're just beating the crap about to kill someone. Right? So that's why I don't want to get into the mode of, let me square up to fight someone. Because you will, like, especially if it's someone, like, being serious now, like, if you see someone, like, as your woman, like, you're going to clock out. You're going to want to damage that person that's in front of you, right? And in the moment, that's cool and good, but the way life is, it's not about in the moment. They all look at after and they'd be like, well, it's a woman. At the end of the day, it's still a woman and this and that. And okay, after a point, you didn't have to, it wasn't self-defense at a certain point, right? Like, she grabs you, turn around and you just punch, okay? Cool, that's yourself. But now, I come towards you now, and now boom, hit you again, boom, hit you again, boom. And now
it's no longer.
now we're not in self-defense mode. And now what was the point in that? Now you're not with your woman no more, or whatever. You might get blocked up. You're just causing more trouble for no reason. But no, I'm not gonna stand there and just watch them get beat up like others may pull out my phone and no.
You're not wasting time by calling for help. You're getting actively involved.
As I'm doing it, I may yell out, someone call for help or something like that. Yeah.
As you're getting beat up for fire.
If I'm getting, no. If she's getting beat up, I'm going to rush and be like, help. No. I'll be like, boom, yo, someone call someone. And then, do what I got to do or something like, within the aspect. But I don't know if I'm going to stand there and go, 911, hey, my girl's getting beat up by some gorilla-looking woman. Yeah, can you get here as quick as you can? Yeah, no.
I don't think 911, they'll be like, what are you doing?
All right, what is you gonna do, son?
What am I gonna do? So jokes aside, I'm gonna approach this very seriously. You guys can laugh if you want, but I'll approach it in a real life situation. So if my girl, wife, daughter, whoever the case may be, is getting extremely manhandled by a substantially bigger person, and they're close to friggin' getting knocked out unconscious or they're bleeding and death is knocking at that door, I'm seeing them as if and this is the 500-pound gorilla,
Fly kick.
I'm seeing them as almost as a loaded weapon.
Okay, that yeah.
That's how I'm approaching it. Now, you guys may disagree. You may disagree.
No.
But if I'm literally seeing
Those
a
type of
loved
issues.
one
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
beat up, I'm sorry to say it, but I look at it like it's a gun or it's a knife and they're close to dying. So I'm doing whatever I can do in my power to save my loved ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to use this as an example because I know it's far-fetched, but in the state of Florida, and I'm pretty sure in other states, they have the whole stand your ground law, right? And stand your ground law is if you feel threatened in any shape, way, or form, or, and I'm pretty sure on this, I'm 99% sure, if one of your loved ones are being threatened in any shape, way, or form, I believe you have the authority and the right to save that said person, right? Whether it be by, again, I'm speaking about Florida, if you have a gun or whatever the case may be, you have a right to protect your property and yourself and your loved ones. So if I'm seeing my loved one getting beat to a pulp and they're close to dying, yes, I am throwing bowls. I am doing whatever it takes to save my loved ones. At that point in time, male, female, donkey, dog, skunk, whatever you are, I'm doing whatever I can to take you off my loved one from dying or getting knocked out unconscious, right? That's my responsibility. Now, it doesn't take away the fact that you do not lay your hands on a member of the opposite sex, right? You just don't, right? Now, I align with you saying, like, if you're beating up on this 500-pound girl, like, boom, 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 and they got a tooth knocked out and they're now getting beat up by you, and effectively what you're doing isn't working, and you're just beating up on that person, then yeah, you can be seen as being the aggressor just for the hell of it. Right? But if it's to the point where you're doing whatever it takes to stop the fight, and you don't have a gun on you, you're not shooting the 500-pound gorilla. You're just using your body to finish the situation or stop the situation. I see it, me personally, I don't see a problem with me throwing bowls. With somebody of the opposite sex if it means saving the life of my loved ones.
I know, I'll give you that. No, I will give you that. Like I said, if it comes to that, then yes, if I need to get to that point, like, if I run into a scene and I see the person on top and they're going with, I don't even know if I'm going to even bother to see if it's a male or female. I might come in with a kick straight to the head or something just to get them off, right? Then worry about that. Different. I'm just saying, first, like, I'm gonna try and knock them off of them. Like, I know it's a woman in front of, two women fighting. Like, I know it is a female. I may avoid that, like the punching and all that if I can. But like you said, if there's someone that's super big, or depending on the position, however my significant other is in. Right? If the person's on top of them, whatever, I'm coming on, I'm knocking them off, right? I'm not gonna come up and like try and just punch them in the face. I guess I could in that essence. It doesn't matter if that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. I'm just saying, like, my whole priority is just getting them off. Once I get them off, then I'm tending to her. This is what I'm saying. Like, if I knock them off and now I get on top of them and I start wailing away, later on someone, someone might look at it and be like, well, they were trying to kill this person too now. Like, they're beating up on them. They knocked them off. Why are they still going away on them? Because nowadays, it's always the second person that's getting in trouble. It's not the initiator.
True.
It's always the person that comes in second, and that's what everyone sees, and now, they're the person that's in trouble. But my whole initial is just to get them off. Once they're off, I'm tending to my woman. Now, if that person wants to try and attack me again, then now it's different. Now you're coming at me, you're trying to fight me, knowing what the business. I'm not caring about.
You're blacking out.
I'm not. It's not a concern of you being a man, a woman, black, white, purple, green, gray, whatever. Body bag is all I see. That's what you are now, is a body bag to me. Done, because now you're just making more for no reason. So as my concern is to get them off. Once I get them off, saying to them, if we can leave the scene, we're getting out of there. Like, let's just go. Yeah, if you have to defend, and it comes down to it, and you need to get physical. Yeah, get physical. This is not a man woman at a certain point. It's not just man woman, and a lot of women know that, and will take that, knowing there's men around or whatever, and egg them on to do something. So that's a whole different story.
Can I throw in another? Can I throw in another little wedge there?
But that's what we do over here.
Cool.
Throw wedges and shit.
Cool. Your best friend, right, is getting beat up. No, your best friend is a male, right? They're getting beat up by a. I'll rephrase that.
You're gonna say a woman?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else, but we'll phrase it. All right. Cool. So your best friend is getting beat up by a woman, like pummeled. Do you help?
I try and break up the situation.
Your best friend is a male.
Yeah, I see. I'm not looking at that because I know the whole thing is it's a male. No, but again, I don't know the situation. I don't know.
So we obviously changed sexes here, right?
Yeah. So you're fighting now, or I come to the place. I come to your place. I hear a commotion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys are fighting. I come around the corner now, and I see her all upon you.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna pull her off of him and try and separate them. One, because on my head I'm thinking he doesn't want to hit her. That's why she's be able to beat him down, because he doesn't want to put his hands on her. Because he knows the moment he does, she's right there, she's the victim. She ends up being the victim. Doesn't matter that she's been beating on you this whole time. You probably end up being looking like the bad guy. So he's trying to stay, if he's defending, if I see him doing this, he's defending himself, I'm grabbing her off of him. That's it. I'm not making him feel bad. I'm not going to stand there and just be like, well, deal with that, bro. Like, that's your girl, man. Fight back. What are you going to say? What are you really going to tell him to do if you stand there and do nothing? I get it. You don't want to be involved, but that's if it's verbal. When it gets physical, being involved doesn't mean you have to grab. You're trying to separate the two so it doesn't get worse for either party in the situation. Yeah. Right? That means get them separated. Once you get them separated, then I guess you go with whatever's going on there, right? Like you got to deal with however the situation goes. But my concern is I'm trying to separate the two. This is not let me put him down and make him feel bad because his woman is beating up on him. Even if she is beating up on him and punching him, and he's not. I know he's not fighting back because he's not trying to get in that situation.
Right.
Right. Now, if he grips her up now and holds her up against the wall, I might watch.
Okay.
Because again,
so why is that different?
She's beat because.
So you just made a.
If I see he's not going, again, this is no. Okay, I'll give you the scenario. He's not. We'll do the one where he's not doing anything. Okay. You know your brethren. This is your best friend, so you know your brethren. You know how you guys have talked. You know what he would do in a situation like this with his woman, right? You know he's not those guys that will get aggressive. He will take as much as he can, whatever it is, right? But okay, this is not the first time it's happened. Beating up, okay, as you're saying, she's beating up on him. I will say, and I see he's not going to defend himself or do anything to stop her. I will get in there and try and separate the two. Okay. Now, she's beating up on him. He's taking it.
Until?
Right? He's taking it, and now he grabs her.
That's right. Aggressively.
I'll say he aggressively grabs her shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not going to say the throat thing right now.
All right, cool.
Okay? Because that's teetering.
Yeah.
Shoulders. He's able to grab her on the shoulders and pin her against the wall and hold her. I'm still there. I'm not going to just back away. I'm still going to be concerned. I'm going to see how far he goes. I'm going to have myself right there, but I'm going to let it go because I know, okay, he's not boxing her. He's just trying to stop her. Right? Stop her. And I'll still maybe get in there and try and separate the two even on that. Right? He's holding her up. I'll come in and be like, all right, guys, okay, separate. And let that. I want them to work it out themselves. I just don't want it to escalate.
Gotcha.
Right? And you're asking what's the difference? The difference is, he's not defending himself. And I don't know how far she's going to go hitting him. Some woman, she may want him to hit back. That's the thing. And I don't want that to happen because that's a setup right there. You don't know that. So I don't want it to get to that position. I don't want it getting further than it is. right? Whether
That's
whether
a-
me and her are cool or
That's a very
not,
good point that you
right?
made. Yep.
Whether me and her are cool or not, this is my guy.
Yeah.
And I don't want him getting into, and clearly me and her are fine. We don't have no major issues. May not be best friends, but we're fine. We're cool. Like, I like you, whatever. So I don't want this getting any worse, right? So my whole thing is, yeah, just separate the two and calm the situation down.
Smart.
I don't want to, while I'm not going to make him feel bad and go, oh my God, you let your woman.
That's corny
That's
stuff.
insecurity to me. To me, guys that do that have been beat up by girls themselves, and they don't want to feel left out. So they're gonna rag on you about it because that happened. Like, you should be getting beat up by girls because you're not gonna beat them back up.
Facts.
You're not fighting them back. You know what I
100%.
mean? For no reason.
100%.
That's your woman.
We need I don't know, I'm pretty sure there's a helpline out there, but this would be a perfect PSA moment. If you're in an abusive relationship, call 1-800 something something something. I don't know the number.
Find it, yeah.
We'll find it.
Dead serious.
Yeah,
people.
that's
We're being serious. If
Doesn't
you're-
matter if you're male or female. If you're in a relationship where your life is, I want to say in danger, but it's not
You
safe.
feel that you're in danger, yeah.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, reach out. I'm pretty sure there's lots of helplines out there. Reach out and don't take it, man, because you only have one life to live,
Yeah.
and you want to live it as long as you can, as happy as you can. So that's for that topic. Got anything else?
Do I got something for you?
All right, what do you got?
I got something random. I just want to pop up out there. I mean,
Anything.
it's just.
I like the ones where we don't discuss it prior. It just comes out or just discuss.
All right, I have a question that I've had on here. I've had. Do you think Canada could have its own version of Wild 'N Out?
Ooh, 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 ooh. Its own version of Wild 'N Out. Well,
I'm not talking about longevity.
I'm-
Just could we do one, even if it lasts a year? Could you think one could?
see. The thing is, we have these celebrities to do it. It's just what I don't know.
You don't even need celebrities though.
That's true, but it's just the regulations that we'd have to pass,
Mm-hmm.
right? Canada is very. We don't adopt the same things that pass in the States that would pass here, right? You can get away with a lot of stuff that they say on Wild 'N Out, south of the border, right?
What do you think they do that we couldn't get? I don't really see anything that what they put out on the show. Obviously, behind the scenes is different, but on the show, I haven't seen too much
I mean, here's an example.
that couldn't fly here. But again, there probably is something.
Okay, here's another.
I'm
Here's,
looking
I'll give you an example, right?
Yeah.
I am a huge Big Brother fan,
Okay.
right? I've watched every seasons from the States from season 1 till, I don't know, I think it's season 26 now, 25, whatever it is.
Wow, still going on?
It's still going on. Now, there are certain things that happens on that show definitely cannot do on Canadian Big Brother, right?
Okay.
And I'm talking about using certain words, putting down certain people, and they do discipline them, right? But it's not to the extent where, some of them actually say stuff and they're still on the show. There's fights, there's stuff that happened on the American version that definitely don't happen on the Canadian version. Now, using your example, Wild 'N Out, right? I'm pretty sure there's words that are used. I don't watch the show every so often as much as you probably do, but
We could bleep those.
they can bleep them, but it's also the market, the people that you're reaching out to. Like, Canada doesn't have that same audience. Well, we have the same audience, but it's not as abundant as it is down there. But will it sell on Netflix though?
The only thing I'm saying with the censor part is that I understood what you're saying with the big brand stuff because that was cable, like cable TV, and they controlled everything.
Everything.
But now if you put it on a platform that doesn't care, I know HBO isn't Canadian, whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like a platform that doesn't care about them type of things, and they'll allow it. If we were allowed to, same thing as the States. I get what you're saying, okay? Okay, so aside from that now, say that there wasn't a restriction like cable TV, like those type of things. It's on a network, any network, whether you're a Canadian or American. We'll just use Tubi. Okay? If Tubi were allowed to put on there, there's no restrictions, we don't care about the language, whatever it is, do it. Do you think we have the talent? We have the talent, but do you think we can sustain a while and out? You think we can have? You think you can be successful over here? You think we can get one going?
See, that's the thing.
Not necessarily Nick Cannon, but we have someone that's like the Nick Cannon that will be the host.
Yeah.
And then you got your teams or whatever. They don't have to be known celebrities. Because all those guys on there, I didn't know them, all of them, right off the hop. I knew some of them you knew ahead of time, yeah, because he had some stars in the beginning. But some you knew through, you got to know them through the show.
Yeah, I think the best way to answer that is I'll break it down to make it in more simpler forms. Population of the United States is what, 365 million? Or 300
Probably
million?
something crazy.
400
I don't
million,
even know what it
some
is.
it's crazy amount, right?
Way more than us.
There's a good amount of people that they can attract to that show. Yes or no? Right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Transfer that over now to the Canadian market.
Mm-hmm.
Now your keyword is if it would be sustainable, right? I don't see a big as much of a market. Now there's a market here that would definitely watch that week after week after week, right? But is it a big enough market to sustain that show for season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, right?
Yeah.
You look at a show like Big Brother, right? That incorporates a wide variety of people from different backgrounds, right? Male, female, gay, straight, black, white, Asian, whatever the case may be. When it comes to Wild 'N Out, there's a specific demographic of people that watch that show, right? In the Canadian market, even though there's people in the community that would watch a Wild 'N Out show, I don't think it's enough still to sustain that year after year after year after year, unless they find some way to expand it or broaden it some way to reach every demographic of Canadian society.
Well, like I was saying, like that's why I said I'm not saying when I say sustain, I mean I'm not expecting it to go as long as Nick's Wild 'N Out has been going and still going. I don't, because all the other shows we've tried to do, it lasted a certain amount of time. But when I say sustain, I mean maybe get a 1, 2, 3 seasons or something out of it. You know what I mean? I think he could, in a sense of don't oversaturate it right away. Like maybe you have one and don't have one like an episode maybe like the next week. Maybe have 2 weeks. Maybe once a month. Like slowly integrate. You might have to even get Nick Cannon to maybe
do like a 1-2 cameo.
get some. Maybe do like I don't want to be like America vs. Canada, but you get a team. You have your guys, and then get a team of Canadian comedians or whoever is coming up over here who could be a part of that. Get them to come on and have them integrate with the show in a sense. And so you can get that vibe of those people. Those people will attract and see, okay, Canada's okay. Because we watched Wild 'N Out. They have a crowd up here regardless. I know they do, right? But now to get the others, once you get them in, then he can break off and do, okay, well, we're going to do a Canadian only Wild 'N Out this summer with these guys and another team of up and comers. And then you have that going. Like, I'm not saying you're going to get the show right away, but have live events and then maybe you can maybe not get a solo one, but even have them on the.
No,
we can get a solo one. It may not be as big as Wild 'N Out, but I think it can almost end up like a Degrassi.
Okay.
Because if you promote talent and have people come off of that show and go somewhere, that's when I think it will be able to sustain something, because you can show, hey, there's people coming off of this, there's people coming out of it. And I think maybe you might need a little bit of a Nick Cannon back in, especially to get the stateside and maybe have a 1, 2 of them pop up on a show or something like that to sustain it in that stuff. But I think it would be cool to have a Wild 'N Out over here.
I agree.
Something like that. Maybe not Wild 'N Out, but something along that line with skits with Canadian content.
You have to look at I agree that it would be cool to have something like that over here. I just know for a fact it would be a watered down version.
It can be.
It's going.
If you let the corporate take over.
Right. And we have
fully
certain censorship.
the wrong corporate people.
Right. Also, you have to look at it like sketch comedy, because that essentially, I wouldn't, is Wild 'N Out sketch comedy?
Not,
Not
really,
really.
because
No,
you're not
it's not really.
acting the
They're not
scenes
acting,
out.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
just it's improv.
It's improv. Okay.
It's improv.
All right. So
Improv is big over here. I think improv is big. It doesn't get shown
Mm-hmm.
as much, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not saying it has to be a number one thing where it's dominant through the whole country and that's all everyone's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You could be in the top 10 of things and just sustain a number 6 position throughout your whole lasting, but you're there, you're sustained. I'm not saying it has to be number 1, but something that can be in there and you can just have every year going, even if it's not even if it doesn't end up being a TV show like that gets on,
Yeah.
right? I think that's why I said Tubi. Something like a Tubi, you can get something on there.
Yeah.
They have channels. They have certain things. You can have it going on there and just start from there.
See, I'm all for it. Trust me, brother, I'm all for it. I would love to see something like that. But it's just, unfortunately, we've been so used to seeing an American product, and again, you guys can hate me and disagree, and a Canadian product, right? It doesn't matter what genre you're in, sports, comedy, whatever the case may be. There's a certain aura or a certain backing that or likeliness that American products have over Canadian products, right? Here's another example. You remember SCTV, right?
Yeah.
Okay. SCTV, and this is why I was going to bring up sketch comedy. SCTV was a Canadian sketch comedy.
Yeah.
Right? Now, it lasted for a decent amount of time, right? But when you compare to like the likes of, say, SNL, Saturday Night Live, which is a staple, right, in the entertainment business when it comes to sketch comedy, that will never die. That's always going to be there, right? SCTV had its moment, which is pretty much essentially the same thing, but it floundered out and eventually there was no more interest, right? If we're using this as a comparison, kind of like a comparison, you're going to, no matter what, get a watered down version of what the title of Wild 'N Out is.
Yeah.
No matter how you want to promote it, no matter how you want to market it, it's not going to be the same.
I don't think, you know what, honestly, nowadays, I don't think so, just because, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I don't think it's like before where when Canadian would come up with something, it looked cheaper or whatever. The times are different. We have celebrities that,
of course,
can do the backing, whether they're big time over there, even if they're just known over here or whatever. We have celebrity where it won't look like that. You can tell the difference between America. You kind of can, we can, because we know the artists, so we could think, but there's a blending of like the music sounding all the same. Like even Canadian artists or whatever, like it's sounding the same as out there. Now, doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean it's bad, but it's sounding the same and there's a blending.
Yeah.
And I see what you're saying. I know the SCTV or whatever and how it looked. Like even though Saturday Night Live still it's around.
Sure, yeah.
It's not what it used to be.
No, it's definitely
right? It's not what it is. And the reason American things that, again, it's people, so they can make a show and just broadcast it to 1 or 2 states. And it's big because people-wise, they have the people to watch it. So yes, that's what will kind of hurt here. If you just try and show it to Canadian audience, it's gonna hurt you because we don't have the amount of people to do. Like you have to show it to all of Canada to even compete with 2 or 3 states, right? So that's the only thing, and then you have other.
What is the market? What is the market here, though? Do we have the market here? So we have. We have the talent, but do we have the market?
Even if we don't, you got to start somewhere. If we don't, but you got to start somewhere because if we didn't have the market 20 years ago and we're still saying the same thing, then the thing is you need to start.
I got you.
That's what it is. You need to start somewhere because I'm pretty sure America had to start somewhere to make a market.
Good point.
Right? And not everything that pops off that starts in America is great. It looks like trash too in the beginning, but it picks up. There's some, even just looking at some commercials, when a few times I've been to the States, I'll look at certain things because I'm so used to a Canadian I won't say Canadian. I guess it is an American commercial, but like Canadian commercials.
You
whatever.
can tell the difference.
You can tell them, but there's some American commercials. I look at them like this looks whack. This looks like it's Canadian, but that's because I don't live there. I don't see that all the time. I don't see that commercial consistently. So we see certain things I will see. I'll be like, oh, this doesn't look that bad to us, whatever. So along with the show, I think it can look proper. Like I said, you'd have to integrate with the actual Wild 'N Out. A little bit of a blend or
Just to start.
piggyback. To get a thing. That's what I'm saying. If Nick, you approach Nick or whatever. Listen, we want to start a Wild 'N Out up here.
Nick, listen up.
All right.
Listen up.
We want to start a Wild 'N Out up here also. Don't want to depend on you guys to come up here to have to do the show all the time. All right. So we'll bring our team, get them on the show, let them come on every now and then or whatever, and you start there. You can film it down here, or when you come down here to film, because I think they've done a couple tapings down here, or they're supposed to, or something. I don't know, but get them come down here, and you do that. You start from there. You get a little team. You got that team. Next time you come down, you get another team. Have them go against each other, and you just start there. Because when he started out, it was the same people. It's just small. That's all you need.
Yeah.
You get 10 people. You get a host, maybe, and you have them go there. The key thing I think though is don't try to be exactly like
right.
Wild 'N Out.
Yeah.
Don't have the same Wild. Don't have that. Don't have the set looking exactly the same. It's just the skeleton of it is the same. You have teams.
The concept is
You have 3 or 4 games, points. You even do the DJ thing. Have a DJ there, and do it that way. And just go about. I think it could work. You just have to. I think it could work. And it would be nice to see that because we don't. I don't know. We do copy a lot of things. So if we're gonna copy stuff that they do, I think this is one of them that we need to. We don't have that sketch. We don't have that, as you said, like a sketch comedy. I know it's not sketch improv. We have improv, but it's just the comedies. It's yuck yucks. You might go there to do a stand up or something like that, or.
And I hate to sound like I'm the pessimist here, but when it comes, for some reason, I think our sense of humor as Canadians, it's a little bit lower than the American side, right? If you look at shows like Corner Gas, right, that was one. Maybe not one. SCTV was one. I can't think of any other comedy Canadian shows. If you know of any, let me know. But we don't have that. Canadians, we like the dramatic shows or the ER type of shows or the mystery shows. When it comes to the specific genre of comedy, I don't think we're as accepting to that, as open to that as our American counterparts, right? They could come up with Mad TV, SNL, and Live in Color, all these.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, someone's gonna get offended here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Someone's always trying to get offended by something
You're articulating
foolish.
that way better than I did. It's better in the States. They're more open to that and acceptable from that. When it comes to Canada, it's kind of like we'll laugh at it.
Yeah.
But
The moment someone says something.
yeah, it's what's the word that they use down south? We even use it here. Woke, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's of that mindset where it's kind of touche.
That's not really that funny.
That's not really that funny up north as it is down south. So, again, this just as it pertains to comedy, in any other genre. What's the one? Toronto. I forgot what it's called. But there's a lot of Toronto shows that copy what's done in the States as far as drama shows or crime shows, and it's actually succeeded here and done well.
Law and Order.
Law and Order. That's the one that I was talking about.
They have it up here. Yeah.
Perfect example.
I haven't checked it out as yet, but
But apparently it's really good.
I heard it.
Apparently it's really good.
And even looking at the commercial, because we know it's Toronto, we know it's Canadian,
Yeah.
but it doesn't look like it has the Law and Order feel to it.
Right.
Even just from me looking at the commercial.
Yeah.
Right? Like it has the Law and Order feel to it. It's just I know it's Canadian because a couple of actors you see in there, you see them on every other Canadian type of show.
Yeah.
But
But for some reason, comedy, as far as Canada's concerned, comedy shows don't get that much.
I mean, Schitt's Creek did good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I did good.
But I know what you're saying. That's
Yeah.
one.
Overall,
and how many?
overall,
And
yeah.
how many? That came out how long ago? And I
That's
haven't
right.
really seen anything that's like that level
Yeah.
over from us
Yeah.
has come out. So.
And what's his name? What's his name was Canadian. Doug. What's it? Levy? I forgot his name. The main character.
Oh yeah. I know.
So when
Levy,
you
yeah, Eugene Levy.
Eugene Levy.
Because it's him and his son in the show.
Right.
That's
so
his son in real life.
But it goes to what you're saying. We have the Canadian actors
Mhm.
to do these comedic shows. It's just the general public. Do we have that long-term interest? Do we have that long-term investment?
I think we just need to start backing each other and
Tax?
not worry about states and be like, oh, this look. Even if it's something that they've done, whatever, because a lot of American shows and stuff based from UK, they take it from UK shows, and it's
The show,
turned American,
the show that you're always trying to get me on.
right? What?
The-
The Wire?
No, not The Wire. Yes, I have not watched The
Okay.
Wire
No,
yet.
no, I wasn't trying to throw that.
No,
I thought that's what you were talking
I
about.
know. The Power
Oh, Top Boy.
Top Boy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, so.
That's another example.
Yeah. So like, it's not a matter of, oh, well, we're trying to make like, we're doing we got to make our own show. Like, yes, we got to make our own too. That's cool. But even if we take something that's been done and make it our own version, we need to support it and stop looking at it as like, oh, if America, who cares if America supports it?
I agree.
We don't care because America doesn't care if you don't support it. Right?
But we would need.
I'm
somewhat
not
of an
saying
American
you
interest.
have, but if you don't make it seem like we need their interest
Gotcha.
for it to be successful,
Yeah.
or for you to watch it or want to be accept it, America will eventually accept it. It's because I feel like it's like we knock our own thing, so they're gonna look at it like, okay, well, why are we gonna take it in? If you guys don't even want to watch your own stuff,
Good point.
why am I gonna take it in?
Good point.
But it's along with like with the music, right? There's a lot of songs we don't hear. When we hear it, we're like, okay, this is a big song, whatever. But then you find out in their home state that artist, they're the biggest thing to known, and they're big. They're big. They can walk around their city, known, and people stop autograph. Hey, yeah. We think they're no one because we haven't heard about them. But look at that.
No, you raised a good
They got all this money, they're successful, and you're like, wait, you just came up with a single. But no, but while they were doing their stuff coming up, they had the support of their city. Mind you, yes, there's a lot more people in the States, so that is a killer for us.
Which goes back
I
to the
think
original
if we
point.
had that amount of people here,
Yes.
we wouldn't need the States.
Right.
Definitely wouldn't need the States for a lot of the things that we do. States would just be a bonus.
That's right.
Oh, great. They like it too. Great. They don't like, who cares? But yeah, I get what you're saying. And then, yes, that's the only part. That's what I'm saying. You would kind of need to get Nick to co-sign, even if he doesn't participate and back it financially or anything like that. Him just saying, hey, this is a great thing. I back it. Even if he appears on a show, on an episode, just to say, hey, this is the launch, blah, blah, blah. I think that can help get in the backing of it, and we just do our thing. Don't try and make it look exactly, because that's when it kills it. When it looks exactly like its counterpart and everything you're trying to do is the same, it's gonna hurt.
Let me ask you something though. Like, are you cognizant of when you're watching shows, say on Netflix or any type of platform, or even cable, right? Do you tend to be more interested in American shows more so than Canadian shows? Like when you say you want us to support our Canadian artists and our Canadian shows and our Canadian artwork, but when you're at home sitting down on your couch, like, are you honestly tuning in to see, okay, where can I find a Canadian show, as opposed to, you know what, I'm more interested in these American shows?
No, I look for a show. I don't care if it's American, Canadian, UK. Sometimes I'll be like, I'll say like UK. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm feeling to watch a UK because it is different language. You can see there's a difference, right? Like the closest Canadian and American stuff are closer to each other than American UK stuff. Maybe even UK and Canada are close to each other. They're kind of close to each other when they make stuff, right? That's why I think Canada can. If they reach out to both, they can be successful because you'll get the UK crowd. because the lingo is almost the same how we speak,
Yeah.
right? The slang.
Yeah.
And in America, we take some of that too, and that's our neighbor. So we got that connection in there. So I think with Canada,
Yeah.
with us over here, we just need to, yeah, we don't have the people, but if we just we just gotta back each other. When I'm looking for, as you're saying, when I'm looking for stuff, I don't look to see if it's American or Canadian. Just between the two. I'll take out the UK stuff. Just between the two. Obviously, sometimes you kind of know
You can tell.
by the art, but then remember that this you see who's starring in it. Names, certain names you'll look and be like, okay. Honestly, there's certain things I'll look at and I'll be like, oh wait, this was Canadian?
Canadian?
Oh, I didn't know that. But I don't actively seek out between the two. Sometimes I'll look for, let me see if this is Canadian, or if it's Canadian, let me give it a chance. Let me look at it. There's
But
some
just-
American
but
stuff
ju-
that are
but ju-
trash
but
too.
just the
I'll
mere-
look at it
But
American.
look at what you just said, though. Just the mere fact that you said
I'll give it a
you
chance.
give it a chance, that kind of makes it seem like you're conditioned.
Well,
to-
we've been conditioned. We can't act like we've been conditioned from when we were kids. Us. People coming up now, I can't speak for them because I don't know exactly, because it's different. TV's different. I don't even have cable myself, so I don't even know what's on TV, right? So what's being watched is different how it's pumped. But when we were coming up, that's how it was.
Just American.
You knew when something was Canadian.
Yeah.
They made it, they blatantly made you see that it was Canadian. And when you looked at it, you saw that it was Canadian.
That's
There
right.
were shows like Ready or Not. I knew that was Canadian. You knew that. But I liked it. I watched it. Why? Because its storylines related to me.
Gotcha.
That's what Canada got to do too. If you're gonna do, you gotta relate to it. Degrassi was successful because you can relate to that.
Yeah.
Later on, I think in the end, it kind of started getting, let me not say Americanized,
Americanized.
but
Well,
you kind of got that kind of feel. I don't know, it kind of changed, but man, I mean, I'm not a teenager no more for that generation for what they're showing, so I don't know what was
But listen to what you just said, though. Towards the end, it got Americanized, right? It's almost as if
I'm
they,
saying that, meaning
It's almost as if they had
kind
to
of felt like it lost a Canadian feel. Not even American. It just felt like they were trying to. Yes, you know what? Yeah,
So you got what I'm trying to say, right?
I think they were trying to get a little bit of American feel to it to
do what?
maybe cater to America.
Right.
But Degrassi was already big in America. Even the old, not big, but it was known. Even
But at that
the old stuff.
but at that point, it was on a decline, though, right?
I don't want to say it was on a decline. I don't know if it was on a decline. I can't say that because I don't know for the high schoolers looking at them at that time if that related to them. That could have related to them what was going on. I'm saying American, but it could have related. That could have been Canadian stuff going on. I don't know. I'm just saying that. It could have still been straight Canadian, whatever it is. I'm just saying it had a different feel. Let me not say that's what I said. I don't want to say Americanized. I was just saying it felt different. It didn't have the same feel to it.
Yeah.
But
That's a good question. Let's pull that. So, would you guys accept, or do you think a Canadian version of Wild 'N Out, not to the same exact extent, or not to the exact same carbon copy of Wild 'N Out, but do you think a Canadian version of Wild 'N Out would succeed
with the Canadian talent
with the Canadian talent that we have here? Do you think it would succeed in our Canadian market?
whether they're here or in the States and they come back, whatever. But with Canadian talent that we have here, do you think we can pull off a Wild 'N Out series?
So I'm on the fence where I would hope so. I'm not 100% sure it would. They're on the
I think we can. How long it will last, I don't. I think we can do it. To start out, I think we can do it as an event,
okay.
as a live event, and then work to get the show.
Good point. Good one.
So that's what we will try and do. We'll put that on our bucket list. Of
It'll
things
happen.
to try and do. We'll put it on our bucket
Speak
list.
that into fruition. It'll happen.
We'll get a Wild 'N Out, just like we're gonna have our dinner and dance next year.
Facts.
All right.
Facts.
What else? What else are we putting? What else are we gonna speak out there for? We got a
Any
dinner and
shout-outs to-
dance. We got a Wild 'N Out.
Yep.
A Wild 'N Out series that we're gonna do. So that's the two that we have going.
You have any local restaurants or anything that you want to shout out? Any
Shout out
establishments?
our regular. I don't have any local restaurants right now. We will look out there and see if there's anyone who wants to get a little. Wants us to shout them out. You know what I mean? Just give you a shout out. We're not looking for any compensation in that sense. I mean, if you want to, you can. But we're not looking for that. But yeah. But again, I want to shout out Mr. G's Auto Shop.
Yes.
You need any type, and I say auto shop, I'm not necessarily say repair shop, which maybe it could be, but I'm going to say auto care shop because repairing is involved in that too. But also, if you don't need a repair, you just want your car to be taken care of properly, you can do that too. Any issues you have, you can approach them with it and it'll be taken care of. You are not going to be spoken to as like you're just another person, another client that they don't really, you're not another number.
Yeah. And I'm definitely going to co-sign that. I brought 2 vehicles there now to get repaired, fixed. Excellent job. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You know, all these big names, like I don't want to name drop, but there's certain establishments in the automotive field that you take your car to and you bring it in and they cost you an arm, a leg, a shoulder, a knee, a foot.
Customer care, truth.
And even after that, after they fix your car, they give you a whole litany of other stuff that needs to be fixed right away. And that's when they pull you in and they get thousands of dollars with you, off of you. And the car is still broken next week. So
don't even force you to get all your stuff fixed there. Even they give you the list. It's like, you know what needs to be fixed? You want to go back there? You go back there, which I would suggest.
So shout out to Mr. G's. Cut for 1 second. Listen to the standards because we can't just put it.
Yes.
So give me 1 second. We're gonna cut that part, TJ. Mr. G, and then we're gonna start again. So again, shout out to Mr. G's. They're located at 190 Belfield Road in Etobicoke. That's 190 Belfield Road in Etobicoke. Phone number is 416-744-1980. Once again, if you have any repairs done or needed for your vehicle, doesn't matter what make, model, year.
Monday to Friday, I believe. No, Monday to Saturday, I think they're open. And then it's just closed on Sunday. So
you will leave a very happy customer and very satisfied. So shout out to Mr. G's.
yeah.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, I guess that's it.
That's it. That's a close
So
out
everyone,
episode 6.
Before we completely cut off, does everyone have a great week, month, year, life,
Safe.
everything?
And be safe.
Support us as much as you can, and we're here for you guys whenever. Like I said, we're gonna start having an audience. Nothing major, you know what I mean? Maybe about 5 or 6, maybe 6, because it's Toronto and we're the 6. Maybe we'll have 6. Try to have a division of, half male, half female, half woman, half man, whatever it is. Maybe.
Shout out to our cameraman / audience member already, TJ.
Day. A number
Holding it
one audience member. But yeah, we will do that. So look out for our, we'll try and put up some posts to say when. We'll send out DMs. But if you want to be a part, you want to be in the audience, and also possibly come on in a segment and give your opinion.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Don't feel no ways.
That's right.
Come on out, send a DM, hit us up on our DM on the Instagram, and if you know us individually, you know how to hit us. You can call us, send an email or WhatsApp, whatever it is. But
you know what my thing is?
That's what we're doing.
You know what my thing is?
Expanding. We're gonna expand. We're gonna be different.
Let me tell you something. If you guys can post responses and replies online, you should be able to come in front of the camera and back that up. All right? That's all I'm saying. So we welcome you. We want you. Come speak your mind,
opinions,
speak your heart, and be honest.
We are for the people. I know everyone says that, but literally that's what we are going to be. We don't want it to just be us all the time. As much as we love it, we want to get everyone's opinion. We want everyone's, thoughts.
2 cents.
Whatever it is, good, bad, let it out there. All right, we won't hold it against you.
At the end of the day,
because you know what?
We all we got.
That's it. That's all we got.
Out. All right, TJ. Good job, brother. Good job, man.